All right, we're back for episode 126. Um, Had a busy day, but I'm gonna still try to get this done. I don't want to be off no days. Yeah. So let me see what's going on with YouTube. Notice kind of late compared to when I usually start. Even though I did a late night the other day. All right. Now let me see. Can I get some people from Twitter to get in here? Give me a second. Trying to let my Twitter load up for some reason. It's taking forever. Yeah, but yeah, I got some things. I know some people might get upset. Um, they might feel some type of way about certain things. I'm gonna say. You know, give me a second. I'm waiting for Twitter to load up. Apologize. I guess they're saying, hey, you can't have two Twitters open at the same time. Give me a second. All right. It's loading. Let them know we're live. Let me see. That. That. Give me a second. Lamont Davis, salute. Lamont Davis in the house. Yeah, I had a lot of stuff to do today. I overslept. Let me see what I could catch at 8 o'clock. Um, yeah, I was well, me and AJ Pax was talking in his DMs, and was talking about quite a few things. Then one thing he wanted me to watch a video. I actually watched two videos he showed me, but one of them, when I was listening to Crooks the Great make his video, no shade on anything, but I'm going, like I said, when when a child is sitting near me and we both go to the same event, a child is going to give their perspective of something or how they think it should be, and most of the time it's going to be how a child thinks. So when I hear about his feedback, it's not a boxer a boxing fan feedback. To me, it's not a boxing fan feedback. It's not. He's not giving the guys that's modern the undisputed. Give me give me a second, y'all. Always. Yes. The, the, yeah, I just fed up. I woke up like about an hour and a half ago. What she's talking about? Yeah, 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 yeah. I know it. Star, I'm doing the show. Okay, okay. All right. All right, I'm back. Apologize. That was my sister telling me the condition of my nephew. My nephew has been in the hospital for 2 weeks. Um, I think we're about to make this go viral because the police beat on my nephew who had the pneumonia, asking to be treated, and they were saying that he was drunk. My nephew don't drink. For one, he's a strict Muslim. He doesn't drink, and they're saying he was drunk and he was acting, erratic. My nephew is thin. He's a thin young man. He's no threat. He's not even. If you look at him, you wouldn't think he didn't grow up in like really in the hood. So yeah, and they just beat on him and stuff like that. You beat on somebody that's sick. I wish they would have tried to beat on me. You're gonna beat on somebody that fragile. How that make you look? But let me stop getting on that. Um, yeah, like I was saying, everybody shouldn't. Oh, my character, my avatar froze up. Come on now, give me a second, y'all. Try to see why I'm freezing. Hope y'all can still hear me. I think I got, cause I got this. Yeah, it's. I should unfreeze. I should unfroze. I don't know why my character froze. Maybe because I didn't stay on topic. I don't. That's weird. Yeah, my character frozen. Hope y'all can still hear me though. At least if y'all can hear me. Chat, let me know. Let me see. There we go. If y'all can hear me, let me know. Froze for a quick minute. Yeah, there we go again. Yeah, but I don't know why I'm keep freezing up. Let me close some more of these tabs. Always keep a certain amount of tabs open so I can use for references. Let me see. Give me a second, y'all. I don't know what's going on with my thing today. Salute Blaster X, you in the house. Trying to figure out what's going on with my computer. And like when I search certain things, it like just went crazy on me. Maybe I shouldn't have had that conversation. All right. Hopefully this works. All right. Yeah. So what I was saying is appreciate you, Blast X. Um, what I was talking about is everybody shouldn't give feedback for certain things. That's why I say everybody shouldn't play test certain things. Because when I hear some people say they think that only the online people should be play testing the game. No, you get a variety of everybody. And even though you have so-called Q&As experts that supposed to break the game and like play it until they see all the bugs and stuff in it. They Q&A, if they don't know nothing about boxing or anything, they're not going to give you good feedback. They're not going to give you good feedback. And I was talking about Crooks the Great. No disrespect to him, but we both think on a different wavelength. Not hating on him, but when you're looking at a game and when a boxer look, because if let's say Roy Jones was sitting right next to him and they both was analyzing a fight, he's Roy gonna say, "Hold up, man, you gotta be quiet. Let me talk." And some of these casual fans, they will argue with a boxer. I know they will because they did it to Steve Cunningham. When I was helping EA, they was arguing with him about stupid stuff. You should have been happy. But I was bringing boxers in the forums. My thing was the more boxers I get involved, like literally get involved. That's what you need a person for on your team. To grab boxers, not only to get their characters scanned in the video in the game, let them be involved like every other sport. Let them talk about stuff. How you think about your character? What do you think? No, don't, because a lot of boxers they be so busy that they were signed off on anything, long as I'm in the game. No, let them sit there and give feedback. How do you think your character move? How do you think your character punch? Look at it. How the animations look. Stuff like that. The AI versus AI look. And all of that, I know you're saying, oh man, you talking about offline. Everything goes through the offline. Even the online games that's only online, they start off offline. Now I know it's hard for a lot of people to think about that, but the online games start offline. Probably not publicly, but that's where it starts offline. Then they put it online. They don't build the whole structure online first. And it seems like that's what a lot of games be trying to do. They try to build the game so everything is on one thing. Like you got some games that have that the online and the offline is connected. Even though they do it better than what Steel City is doing, their connection, the way they're connected is like updates for the online and some updates for the offline. Like you could what you edit like the basketball players, football players, or baseball players, stuff like that. But that could be for offline and online. So they interchange a little. Yeah, but back to Cooks the game. When it's giving feedback to the game and he was saying certain things, and I was like, yo, man, you're not really giving the right feedback. People go by how they feel. It's how they feel about stuff, not what they experience or what they know. I know there are boxing historians that never boxed. But check it out. It's one word that goes there. Historians. They studied the sport. They literally studied the sport. They actually was involved in some form or fashion. A lot of these people are casuals. They just getting to know boxing and stuff like that, and they hate to fall back. They hate to fall back. They feel like they gotta have a voice. No, man, you shouldn't have no voice in it. If you're not really a boxing fan, you just like started watching boxing 2 or 3 years ago, or you watch boxing when there is a major fight, you're a casual fan. Salute Legendary Boxing 2026. Yeah, you're a casual fan if you only watch boxing every once in a blue moon. So how much feedback are you going to give a game company about the way a boxing game supposed to play? A lot of y'all got to back up and sit down. Like I always say, imagine if I gave feedback about MMA or a UFC game. Y'all would be mad. Bro, you only know about the striking part and stuff like that. That's what y'all gonna say. It's nothing that you could say as if you're a hardcore MMA fan to give feedback about a boxing game. It's nothing you can say. The punches are not the same. One is punches and one is strikes. Are they the same thing? No. Punches are punches and strikes are strikes. Yeah, a lot of these people be like, well, I've been watching both of them all my life. Have you really? Or have you watched every major event, not boxing? You know, I'm not saying you could give like in the chat. You should give feedback in the chats. I mean, on the discords and stuff like that. But when you're trying to be vocal, like real vocal, and you have fan bases and stuff, you shouldn't really be talking for boxing fans. I be hearing even when they talk about certain boxers and stuff, they can't really give you information about the boxer. That's not a boxing fan. You can't tell me who the last person they fought. And you like, oh, his style is you don't know. Oh, I remember when Floyd got hit, and then man, why did Floyd get hit? What did Floyd do that made him get hit? What did Floyd do that made him not get hit? What did Floyd do that made him not get knocked out? Floyd never been knocked out. So y'all gotta ask yourself questions like that. Y'all can't answer those. Boxing fans can. Some of the hardcore boxing fans can. What's up, Leafy? Pound for pound boxing game. Salute. Yeah, y'all. A lot of people be trying to silence people like me. Like they'll be like, "Oh, G man, you always complain about stuff." Wouldn't you complain about something that you were involved in? Literally involved in, and then somebody just come from out of nowhere, and you see their passion and your passion, and their passion is influencing the way something is being made. Everything is good. You know, their passion and your passion is different. What they see as fun and what you see as fun are two different things. I hear Still City saying that a lot. I'm starting to watch videos so I could gather data and information that I could talk about on the show. But when I hear Will say certain things, he sound like a snake. He sound like a snake. He's a boxing fan speaking for boxing fans. I know that sounds weird, but no, he don't care. Excuse me. He doesn't care about boxing. He cares nothing about the sport of boxing because he will make sure that it's represented in a boxing game accurately, correctly. He don't care about, because he keeps saying realism is not fun. It's gonna be too hard. It's gonna chase people away. Come on, man, get out of here with that ignorance, man. That's 15, 20 years ago. That's 15, 20 years ago. And we didn't want it back then. We did not want it back then. Will is on that cartoon stuff. That cartoon animation stuff. Not the good stuff, the generic kind. Legendary Boxing 2026 said, talk to them, Paul. Yeah, Will really shouldn't be in control of anything. Even the guy that you got in control that it will say is over him, he shouldn't be in control. Because he keep thinking that we want Mike Tyson Punch Out, or we want all of them generic games that nobody liked. You're forcing people that are boxing fans to like something that they don't like. You don't even want to give us an option or options. Sound like JMMA gonna release some info soon. Oh yeah. Will Mike Adams said Will Shister. You know, he remind me. I don't know if any of y'all ever watched that prison movie Oz. He remind me of Schindler. Schindler knew how to navigate everything and try to control it. Leafy said, "Get the bad apples out of there." Exactly, they need to get the bad apples out of there, and you know, a lot of them, I respect it, but if they're not doing what they're supposed to do, they gotta go. Get them out of there. They don't even talk to us. It's like the Discord is dead, literally. Fans said all day. Then you got the 2 or 3 people that defend Still City with their life. They will go all out. They were like, look at OG trying to, he's talking about Still City. But you're complaining about things. It's like your thing is, let me get on this guy just to get on him because he's older. And that's the saddest thing in the world. You trying to attack somebody because they're older than you. That shows you how the society is. Because they're older than you, you're going to attack them for being old. And every day you're getting older and older. I'm probably more healthier than the guys that be attacking me. I know for a fact I'm healthier than the guys that attack me. I haven't been sick in 30 years. I haven't been sick in 30 years. Don't get sick. The last time I literally went to the hospital is when I had an episode from fasting too long. I did a 3-day fast with nothing. And I knew what was wrong with me, but I wanted to be sure because, hey, I'm a father and I'm a husband. So I had to make sure, I went to the hospital to make sure everything was all right because my hands started clenching up. Dang, you're lucky. Yeah, man, I take care of myself. I was always into herbs and stuff like that. I take care of myself. You know, they call me the healer in the family. Um, yeah, man, but it like when I see everybody trying to get some type of content. And Crooks, he's really trying to get content because Steel City is not giving us anything to make content off. But Crooks, if you're watching my video, you should be saying, Steel City, give us a survey. It will shut everybody up, even me. If people want what they want and it's not what I want, that's the fan base. But a survey will prove that. Will Shyster. He's a shyster. He really is. Mike Adams, you in your late 30s or 40s, in your 40s. Or you must be a young old head. How we say the young old head, you're young, but you act older than what you are. Yeah, because you're using some older people lingo. Yeah, so yeah, it's like Crooks, make a video about a survey. Make a video about they're about to move on to another system. Make those type of videos. People scared of that. They don't want to make them videos. Hey, we should, you know what, Still City? Still City, you should make a survey. So we could get information so we could shut down people like Poe and the so-called people that think the game should be made realistic or a certain way. But I'm almost guaranteeing that many of the things that many of us want is what that survey was saying. The survey will say that fans want a realistic game. And then they keep telling y'all this will be get me when people repeat everything the developers say. And I'm up here laughing like I've been hearing that for decades. I've been hearing that for decades. We can't do it. And you know what? If it's up to EA and some of these game companies, they will be saying the same thing 30 years from now when we got robots making video games and stuff. And all they doing is sitting there programming the robots or the AI. They will be saying the same thing. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it, Mike Adams. You using them old head would you say old head words? Shyster. Yeah, yeah, so the survey is very important. We got even whoever listens to this, we got to get on these content creators. Still City. Give us a survey. People in their mind, they keep saying, man, that ain't gonna work. Do you not want it to work? I think some of the people so smart that don't want a realistic boxing game, they're the ones that keep saying it's not going to work because they don't want it to work. They scared to make that video. They scared to bring that up in their video. It's like, come on, man, we can make them give us what we want and with options. So you can play the game arcade if you want to. Or if you want to play it a certain way, you can adjust it with sliders. You heard that? Sliders. Why are games like NBA 2K, I know it's going to trigger people, why do games like NBA 2K get so many things right? And I know they got a lot of things wrong. And I don't even think it's a lot of things wrong. I think they just got that y'all don't like the microtransactions and y'all don't like the DLC. But that's on y'all as a community. People will buy stuff and still complain that they buying stuff. That's on y'all. The standing bang on Mike Adams said the standing bang on UFC is arguably better boxing than in Undisputed. I believe you. I don't watch the UFC games or UFC. Every once in a blue moon, I look at a certain UFC fight. And I'm admitting, I'm 100% admitting I'm a casual. I'm a casual UFC. No, I wouldn't even say I'm a casual. Because it got to be something major to catch my attention. Other than that, I'm not going to. What's up, Norton? What's up, Solo? Norton Block Solo's in the house, y'all. Hit the like and subscribe and share the video if you want. But salute to Norton for coming through. Let me see what my numbers looking like today. I can't see my numbers today. Yes, it's showing that my numbers going up. Yeah, it's showing that my view numbers are going up. So that's great. It's like my view numbers went up drastically. So that's great stuff. I had to change the name because I had my 651 solo name up there. I didn't know. I didn't have my gamer tag name. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. You was trying to say, Dad, I'm not getting people to play against me. Maybe because I don't got my gamer tag up there as the name. All right, I'll put my gamer tag name up there. Salute to you, Norton. Solo. Yeah, but when I say certain people shouldn't give feedback on a boxing video game because everybody doesn't see the same thing. Everybody don't want the same thing. They want what they think boxing should be. And no, to me, when you're controlling somebody and you watch the boxing fight, right? You watch the boxing match and you say, well, I would never do that, but you controlling somebody that you can make sure he doesn't do that. But when you're in control of him, you're still complaining about stuff. Like when people complain about, when people complain about, oh, he's running. What are you doing to try to stop him from running? No, I don't want to run into something. Oh, that makes sense, huh? That's why a lot of people don't pursue a runner. You got to pursue him at an angle. You got to be strategic. Nobody wants to think. Their thing is, I'm going to just throw random punches over and over again. Nothing is a setup or nothing have a strategy to it. Nobody wants to think. And that's crazy, the society we are in now. Nobody wants to think about anything. if they were selling them what's his name, Elon Musk robots, if they were selling them for $100, everybody will buy one because they don't want to think or do nothing for themselves. Like when people say, "Oh, Poe, you been using Chat GPT. It's thinking for you." No, it's not. I'm thinking for myself, idiot. I've been doing this for decades. Anybody that knows me from the Fight Night forums, I've been writing wish lists all the time. That's the reason why we built the wish list mafia. I start enlisting people into, my group. People that's good at they're fans of the creation mode. People who are a fan of how the controllers should be set up. I had all these different people. A lot of them was technical people. That's what I was doing. While I was on EA helping them, I was building teams or building a team. And it was working. I had a lot of people. I made a site and stuff for creating characters and stuff like that. It was blowing up. I was like, my thing is everybody represent what you represent, what you like. That's how I always did. I was even like that when I was I gave a talent show. We had a talent show. When I was young. Last minute, I wanted to be in the talent show. At the last minute, I think the talent show was like a week or two away. You need practice. No, I said, what you know how to do? I know how to flip. What you know how to do? I know how to flip. And they both know how to break dance. I said, oh, you know how to flip and break dance. What's your strip? What you know how to do? I know how to robot. I know how to pop lock and stuff like that. All right. And I was choreographing that. That showed you that I was a team leader immediately, early in my life. So when we went up there at the for the talent show, we won when they originally had it, but being that we're in Newark, people was getting rowdy in the audience, so we had to have it again. And when we had the second time, the people that the person that won, they was under us, they won first. But the way we had the way I choreographed everything, you flip off the stage, it was like 3 people. I say after you get finished doing your stuff, flip off the stage, and I'm gonna do my thing, and you do. I'm good at choreographing stuff. Salute Shaolin Phrase 187. Appreciate you popping in, man. I know it's later than I usually do. Had a lot of things going on. Leafy said facts. People think if you use AI, then suddenly you're not smart. Like it's literally a good way for me to collaborate an idea for what to code and how it should be structured. Exactly. I showed even Leafy could defend. I want to say defend me, but he even Leafy know that when I do certain things, I let the AI what would you say, proofread it, and I gotta still proofread the AI if I'm not being lazy and I'm ready. Because ideas be like back. It's not the AI giving me these ideas. I feed the AI ideas. And sometimes I tell the AI to build on it, keep building on that idea. Give me more structure. Give me codes for that. Different stuff like that. And I'm constantly questioning. You're sure this is the correct code? Yes. And sometimes I would ask Leafy, do this code look great? And Leafy would tell me, yeah. Not going to lie, I use AI to help me study. See, CJ, Leaf, exactly. I use it for everything. No, that didn't sound right. Strike that. I use AI, when I'm writing and stuff like that. Not everything, because I think too much. I don't sleep that much no more. I don't even sleep like that. I'm constantly writing ideas. I was always like that. If you know me or knew me, you know that I got like hundreds of notebooks. I'm always writing ideas down so I don't forget it. Always writing ideas down. And my wife used to get mad at me. It's like, why you keep writing ideas in different books? And my wife said, you got that rain. I forget, it's not Rain Man, but it's something like that. When you have a lot of ideas and you always like sitting there just thinking about ideas. And she's like, because my wife, she's a nurse and stuff. And she's like, you just be sitting there just thinking about something. You're always thinking about something. You're always formulating something. Let me see. Leafy said, Jamin, hey, me too. That's how I get my homework done quick after school. Man, hey, Leafy, man, you better stop cheating, man. You better do your own homework. Your homework, you do it, not AI. This is water. I do not drink alcohol at all. I don't even drink champagne or none of that. It's water. I know y'all like, that Poe don't do nothing. Don't drink, don't smoke, don't eat meat. I'm not cheating. I'm checking the answers to get with it. You said I'm not cheating. I'm checking the answers I get with it. I kind of know that. Leafy, you smart. You can tell the way that you talk and do certain things. You can tell you're smart. Yeah, but like a smart person knows how to manipulate the AI too. Regular person, they will ask very simple questions. I know how to manipulate the crap out of AI. I be breaking it down, saying certain things, and I'm like, yo, what's the code if you were to make code for this game? And I type in the game and I say, what would the code look like? Bow, got him right there. Right there, got him. Then I ask different AI systems to see, does this code look like it's accurate or in not nothing just made up? Right there, boom, got him. Like a lot of stuff with Steel City, I already knew what was wrong with the game, but I was not saying anything. I know it's a lot of things messed up in the game. I knew it even before Ash even said anything. You can tell what was going on. Other developers were telling me what was wrong with the game. Said it seemed like they kept piling up data on top of data. It's like they was trying to figure it out. They changed the vision. They changed the vision at the last minute. So yeah, that I don't want to stay on the AI though. You're gonna get one person like, I knew it. You use AI. I always say I use AI. Not for everything I do. Even when they be saying my artwork, all you do is AI artwork. If I'm being 100% honest, when it comes to artwork, the AI for artwork always existed. Well, not always existed, but back in the 90s, when I was going to Artside, the same school that Michael B. Jordan went to and a lot of famous people went to. I went to that school. When we were there, we saw the influx of, because they weren't doing animations and stuff in Artside. Artside was a high school and college mixed together. And when I first went there, I thought it was gonna be like Fame, because you got people there that's for drama, for acting, musicians and stuff like that. I thought we was gonna be in the hallways dancing I thought it was gonna be like a TV show. Darn you, Fame. But that school had a lot of talented people. And I used to love that school because you could challenge yourself against other artists, or you could collaborate with other artists. Yeah, so when people saying that, Poe, you be letting AI do things for you. No, I know how to draw. I could paint and everything. I could draw, I could paint, I could sculpture, anything. I could do all that. I know y'all try to nitpick and find ways to make me shut up or be quiet, but you can't take nothing away from me that I did. I can't take away that I boxed. Was I a successful boxer? That's debate. That's debatable, because no matter what, I have accolades. My pro career, it didn't kick off the way that I wanted to because of my management. I said I'd rather not fight than let you disrespect me the way you're doing. So yeah. All right, let me get off of my history. Give me a second. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go back to the AI. AI helped me with my scripts sometimes, especially last minute. I get AI to like AI. I give it. I read a whole like 2 or 3 paragraphs and tell AI to break it down for me as talking points. So people be nitpicking about certain things. I'm not telling AI, hey AI, could you be my co-host and come on the show and you talk about the things that we were talking about, discussing. Oh yeah, let me talk about this. This is something that I was formulating. I'm always trying to formulate conversations or ideas. Now, this is something I was talking about. Let fans experience a realistic, authentic boxing game offline and give casuals a balanced online experience. Because they're always talking about balance, 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 balance. No, stop balancing everything offline for online. Offline and online should be like different. They should show a huge separation, because you see the separation when NBA 2K, when 2K has separation from the online, because you can adjust the mode, the way you're played with 2K. Even online, you could adjust the modes. You could play casual or hybrid or realistic. Same thing should be for a boxing game. All these games that came before Undisputed, but Steel City is so stupid and got blinders on that they not paying attention to everything. But Ash, he's making an excuse saying, Well, this is our first game. It's not your first game. And we're being technical. It's not your first game. And that excuse does not hold for 5 years. 5 years making a game does not hold weight. 5 years this game has been out, really 6, has been out. So you cannot use that it's our first game, especially after the first year. The way technology is set up. So I stop the nonsense and shut up. Offline is purely for imagination. I don't want a casual mode online. Man, Jay, you love making the conversation difficult. Let me see. Jay said, "Nah, I ain't feeling that. Online is for strictly competitive gaming." All right, I agree with you 100%. I said that wrong. But my thing is, what is competitive gaming? Because if we're being honest with ourselves, and we got to be honest, 100% honest, boxing is competitive by nature. Boxing is competitive by nature. Now, everything that is boxing should be in the game. So people can't complain about certain things. Oh, he's doing this and he's doing that. So what didn't you do to stop that? It's like me coming back to the corner, saying, "Man, he keep catching me with that right hand." Yeah, because you keeping your head right there for him to hit it. Why aren't you blocking it? Why aren't you slipping? Why aren't you doing certain things? Every time I hear somebody say, "Well, he's running," or "he's doing this and he's doing that, and he's spamming." You know what stops spamming? Clinching. You know what stops spamming? Fighting on the inside. It's a lot of things that could stop spamming. But in real life, boxers spam punches. Boxers spam punches back to back to back if it works. If you letting somebody hit you with the same thing, they're going to continue to hit you with the same thing. Every time I hear, I ask somebody to say, when people tell me that, yeah, they somebody they showed me a video say, yeah, he said this guy was spamming and stuff. What you say about this? I said he's not doing anything to stop the spamming. The thing is, a lot of people want to fight like they're fighting the MMA game. And no disrespect to the MMA fans, but a lot of people want to fight in close quarters. They don't want a boxing game. They want a bare knuckle game. They want um what's that? Rock'em Sock'em Robots. They want everything to be in the middle of the ring. That is not boxing. Boxing have different ways of winning strategically. Me, even when I was boxing, it was people that could punch harder than me. I would have been a fool to stand in the pocket. I had to get on my bike. So-called get on my bike to the people that know they know. Get on my bike. I had to move around. I had to move around. Hit them, pop them every once in a blue moon, bat, bow. Hit them, make them off balance. You keep giving them angles to get them off balance. One of my best knockouts in the amateur boxing was I fought, what was the state? It was the state championships. Was it the state championship or the Diamond Gloves? I'll say the state championships. State championships is a major event. And I was fighting this guy. He was, I think, 6'6", 6'5". He was much taller than me. I'm 5'11". I'm not even in my six or close to my six. So this guy he did what he was supposed to do. It wasn't for me to complain about. What am I doing to stop it? So he kept leaning on me, which should be in the game. Kept leaning on me, clinching, leaning on me, clinching, leaning on me. My legs start going. I'm like, oh, sweat. I was walking weird. So I said, all right. And it's crazy because I used to run like it was I was getting paid to run. I'm talking about actually workout run, not in the ring. But him kept leaning on me and me trying to push him off and stuff like that. I faked him out. I know I tell the story every once in a blue moon, but I faked him out. I said, oh, he gonna clinch me and lean on me. I said, all right, he keep doing it. And my corner didn't have to tell me that. That's me knowing better. So I faked like I was coming in, and he went to grab me, and he hugged himself. And I said, gotcha. Boom! Knocked him out cold. Knocked him out cold. And come to find out, they were going to cheat me in that fight. If it went to the distance, that guy, they already had him set up to go to the regionals. They had him set up. I stretched this guy. Let me see. If we're given mostly good game mechanics to freely do things, then I wouldn't have a problem with online having a very large skill gap. Exactly. It's like with anything, Jay. Wouldn't you? I don't know how deep you are into arcade fighting games like Tekken and stuff like that. But when you feel there's a skill gap in Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, and stuff like that, because you got some people that are pros at these games. And Jay said, don't want to stray away from the topic, but Hassan was telling me Dana and Turkey are probably going to buy USA Boxing or something like that. I don't know if you read on that. Nah. Dang, you gave me something to go look at. So when you say USA Boxing, what are you talking about? The amateur circuit or the channel or what? That's kind of see with Dana White though, man. Dana White and a lot of people say, no, Dana White, he know about it's something about Dana White is not really, I want to say he should be he should just be in the background if anything. Because Dana White, I don't like how he run the UFC. It's just me from the outside looking in. I don't know. But I don't think he should be, because if he buy the USA Boxing, that program for the amateurs, yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy and it makes sense altogether. It's crazy. I didn't want nobody to put their hands on it like that. Support it but not buy it. So yeah, that's weird. And Dana White, see this Dana White gonna prove what I be saying. People think that the amateur circuit in boxing is small. The amateur circuit in boxing is huge globally. It's huge. Now, if Steel City would have market to those fan base, that's why I say I'm a better marketer and promoter for a boxing game than the people they got hired. And they got more people on the team for marketing and promotion than they actually have developers. I could count them for you. yeah, it's like I don't know, man. I'm just like sometimes it's frustrating when I think about what Steel City could have been, what it was, and what it could have been. I think if we would have got the game that Ash originally wanted, it would have sold over 1 billion copies. And that's not just me saying that. They say, yo, he has $1 billion idea. And they see that. And you know what? Those same people, they they like my post that I be making on LinkedIn. Let me see. Yeah, I suck at arcade fighting games, but I watch a lot of the pro scene. The skill gap with those games are genuinely impressive. Exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. When people be complaining about certain things with a boxing game, I'm like, yo, you gotta build yourself up. Stop trying to dumb boxing down. But they will not say anything about a fighting game to dumb it down so they could play it the way they want to. I love Tekken, but I know I'm not on no pro at it. Been playing Tekken since the very first one. Had all the Tekkens. I think I didn't get the last two, but I love Tekken. Let me see. Yeah, I suck at fighting games, but I watch a lot of the pro scene. The skill gap with those games are genuinely impressive. That's something I want in boxing games because it is like that in real life. Exactly. See, sometimes when you be saying stuff, Jay, I think everybody look at it the same way because it sounds like you be saying some stuff sarcastic. You just saying it, but then right there, I genuinely know you really mean what you're saying. You know, some people be like, Jay being sarcastic. You ain't catch on to that. Jay being sarcastic. And sometimes you really are being sarcastic. I be trying to I like try to give the benefit. Everybody else will be hating on you and stuff, or be saying certain things. I'll be like, nah, man. I said, nah, leave Jay alone. Some people like be going in on you. But my thing is, I'm trying to keep the community together. We shouldn't be fighting against each other. Should be fighting to get a better game. Yeah, we should be fighting to get a better game. You know, if a company, and this is what people have said in the industry. If a company tell you something can't be done, they're lazy. If a company tell you something can't be done, they're lazy. I be hearing seeing people like really defending stuff. And I'm like, all right, where you get this information from? Show me where you get this information from. I could literally give you things to show you everything you want in the games. I be telling y'all all the time. Write in the chat what cannot be put in a boxing game. And if it's not extreme. Because some people be like over the top. Well, you should be able to control your man breathing, when he's walking, and you should be able to control which eye is blinking the most. Man, come on, man. You being sarcastic. Laughing out loud. Jay said laughing out. Yeah, I peep. I hate the brand of sparkling water. I hate that brand of sparkling water. Legit tasteless. Yeah, I'm not looking for a taste. I actually got two. One is sparkling and one is just plain water. Yeah, this is just plain spring water. You only drink spring water. I don't drink tap water. A lot of people don't know tap water is regurgitated water from from your toilet, the sink, and everything. Everybody, like you live in a building, everybody in that building, stuff is going to a treatment plant, and they're gonna so-called take out everything that's bad in the stuff, and then they're gonna do something to the water. I don't need you to be doing stuff to my water or giving me water that somebody was sick, throwing up in the toilet or in the sink, and nah, man. I go with the mountain water. Sometimes if I forget to buy water or something like that, I know how to fast. I know how to fast if I don't have no water. Yeah, give me the plain spring joint or some alkaline. Yep, I'm huge on my alkaline. The sparkling water had me thinking I'm drinking pot rocks. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Jay, did you think about that idea we was talking about yesterday with the asking people how would they respond to Still City saying that they're going to move on? And what would be their reaction? Would it be supportive or non-supportive or angry? No. And I need y'all. I know I might end up having to pay somebody, but need the survey. We need that survey idea out there. Oh, all right. That's good work, Jay. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, ideas. We need ideas. If you come on here, I might give you a billion ideas, because that's all. Poets got a lot of ideas. That's why we telling people when they be like, "Man, why they call you Poe?" Because I have a lot of talents. They call me Poe because they say certain things that I do is poetic. When I'm not, even if I'm not doing anything, it's poetic. Even sometimes the way that I dress, they'd be like, "Yo, man, that's poetic." It's just funny. Um, Let me see what I'm. Haha. We need to set up a time for a podcast this week or next. I'll be down for it. Yeah, definitely. That'd be great. That'd be great. That definitely be a great thing. Norton solo chart. He trying to be on here every day. But I'm trying to get like different ideas and experiences. You know, let us like, especially some of the content creators. I know King Juice want to come on the show. And King Juice, if you come on the show, you could just be on here for half an hour. I'm not gonna keep you on here for 3 hours or 1 hour. You know, it could be 30 minutes or 45 minutes. Yeah. Because I remember I was laughing because I was thinking about when me and Ash talked. I thought it was gonna be a brief conversation, but it lingered on. And then I started being quiet because he was so excited. It's like, how you and your brother or you and somebody in your family on Christmas Day before, y'all find out that y'all got what y'all wanted, and you're being quiet. He's like, yeah, and you're being quiet about it, and the other person keep going on and on and on and talking about it. That's what Ash is doing. Ash felt like, yeah, I finally got somebody could listen to me, and he's going on and on and on. And I was getting excited, but I was like, I knew the word that's going to pop up, NDA. He didn't say it. I said it. I know a lot of you be like, man, Poe, you stupid. Why did you bring up NDA? You could have got all the information in the world. No, it wouldn't have mattered because look what game we got now. It wouldn't have mattered. And I was trying to make Ash a businessman. Let him be more focused about what the industry was. Ash, you talking to certain people, make sure those people you're talking to sign an NDA. Ash was new to being in the industry. I knew these things. Ash, whoever you talk to, fans or whatever, don't tell them anything unless they signed an NDA. You got a company and a brand. I was telling them that. I feel like they already working on Undisputed 2. They probably don't know how to say it. Yeah, I think so too, but they gotta say something. Oh man, Jay, do you be going to the Discord? We don't have no moderators really there. We don't have no community managers there. That's weird. And I'm pretty sure you have experience with the EA forums. EA had a lot of games. That's why you didn't see the community manager there. The community manager stayed on all of the forums, but the ones that had the most tractions, like the Sims, like what else was popular? Madden, everything that was like real popular. That's where the community managers stayed at. They'll pop in on the other games, but EA had a lot of games. But Steel City, they have one games. The community managers should be there for the whole workday. But they're not there. And not hating on because Jay Shep, that's my guy. But I'm saying in general, Saf, CB, talking about them. Why aren't they in the studio? Why they're not in the Discord? I check it every now and again, but it looks like they don't have nothing to talk about. Laughing out loud, anything they say is going to be met with pushback. Exactly, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. They're going to get pushback because the way they're handling this. It's companies that I had the top most respect for. Like always, I know every once in a while y'all hear me talk about Warframe. It's an indie company that turned into a major company. They're no longer an indie company. And like what I was saying, as his thing was when he pulled certain people in, they were kind of ignorant to the industry. They were in the industry and still ignorant at the same time. Because Ash would never have to sign to get a publisher. Ash wanted to be his own publisher. But if he would have got sponsors, I know y'all keep hearing me saying this, do y'all research on it. If they would have got sponsors, Ash would have been able to publish this game itself. He would have been able to pay the boxers and pay his team. But once he got investors and a publisher, that's where everything went downhill. And he knew it because that's what he talked about. I think that was the last part of our conversation. He said, this game is always going to be mine. He said, I don't want investors or publishers because they're going to try to take control of my game. And he was absolutely right. But they took control of your game, Ash. And somebody took control of it way before they even got there. They took control of your brain, too. Let me see. Yeah, it's like it puzzles me that a lot of these fans, they're not as outspoken. That's what I'm not. No disrespect to you, Jay, or anybody like what you call YNs. A a lot of people, the way I see it, it's the way I see it, and not disrespectfully, but a lot of YNs, which I hate saying because, but the a lot of the youth, the younger generation of gamers and stuff, they accept everything. They accept everything, and then they defend. It's like I hate saying it, that slave mentality. It's like they trying to defend their master, their earthly master. It's like, did you do your research, or you going to listen to what a person tells you? I do my research all day, and I might miss something every once in a blue moon, but I do my research every day. If if I'm not reading it or getting it from a another developer, I'm still looking for some other place to get it. But I'm always trying to get, you know, people, they say, "Bro, you don't know what you're talking about." But my thing is, when you say that and I present the evidence, you still always got something to push back about. So you really don't want it to be coming from me. That's okay. That's okay if you don't want it to come from me. But the truth is the truth. Let me see this article I was working on. All right. And Jay said he don't want online to be casual. All right. I'll take that into consideration, but I already wrote this. I wrote it, but Chad helped me write it. Finish writing it. Let fans experience a realistic and authentic boxing game offline. And what I mean by that is, do not take away any of the mechanics, the real mechanics that boxers would use in real life, that y'all saying is not fun. That right there, like, hold up, you're a boxing fan and you're saying boxing is not fun? Well, sometimes it's not fun. So the sometimes it's not fun is equated for the whole full game. You should be, as a developer, when you be saying these things, you should really think before you speak. What are we putting in place to stop people that are running? Don't make the person be stuck there and forced to fight. What are you putting in place for that person to pursue that person that's running, or cut off the ring, or do certain things? I see all of these indie company guys. Y'all not an indie company, Still City, but these guys under y'all, that's 1, 2, or 3 developer on the team, and they're doing things that this team should have been doing. All right. The core principle of this idea. No, let me read this. The cleanest thing is stop fighting your own audience. Still City, stop fighting your own audience. Any company that's making a boxing video game, stop fighting your audience. Offline should show authenticity first. Sandbox. Offline should be like a sandbox, 100%. And that was Ash Habib' original idea that somebody made him take off the table. Yup, made him. Because ain't nowhere in the world I'm the owner of something and my idea is being pushed out. He had the guy walking through the gym. That was part of the RPG element. Offline should equal authenticity first. Sandbox. Online curated competitive rule set. See, it was there. If I'd read my question, it was there, Jay, in the framework. Online should be curated competitive rule sets. Same game, two rules philosophy, both respected. Offline, sim mode, realism is the point. Offline is where you let boxing be boxing. Messy, human, strategic, unfair in the way real life is unfair. See? Unfair in the way real life is unfair. Styles, traits, fatigue, IQ, and physics. What offline should allow? Full realism tuning, real fatigue, arm, legs, lungs, real recovery, real pace and consequences. Stance switch penalties. That's what we had at first. Stance switch penalties for non-switch hitters. Technique mastery matters. Footwork, balance, distance control. Identity first boxer behavior. Each boxer has real limitations and specialties. Signature defenses. Signature punch mechanics. Real rhythm and tempo. Deep settings that don't protect the player. Deep settings that don't protect the player. Sliders for damage, this for offline modes. Sliders for damage, cuts, referee strictness, clinch frequencies, judging styles. See, this is the thing that I be telling people. If we get the referees in there the way they should be, and you should notice how each that's how it is in real boxing. You know what each referee brings to the table. You know what each judge, how they score. So you got to change your style. You know, you got to critique your style for that referee and those judges that you know how they scored other fights. Okay, y'all don't want this online, but let the offline people have these modes. It makes good. It's good for videos. It's good for content creation. Deep settings that don't protect the player. Career ecosystem. Death. Rankings. Injuries. Camps. Stables. Ring wear and tear. When I say ring wear and tear, it's the boxer can get ring wear and tear in the actual ring. Certain things in the ring might, look crazy. All right. Education-friendly realism options. Education-friendly realism options. Optional overlays. Why a punch missed. Why you're gassing. Why balance broke. That's why they should be having a tutorial for things like this in the beginning. And we don't give Steel City any excuses. For one, once they sold those copies, over 1 million copies, they should have quickly got the people. And no, once they got the money from the investors, they should have been hiring the team accordingly. But they're hiring everything except for what the team actually needs. It's a marketing team. That was if you're a thinking person, you would kind of say it's a scam, because why they got so many marketing people? It's like a telemarketing situation. Everything's about marketing. Everything is about promoting this game. Nothing is about fixing this game. And to some people, the casual fans and the hardcore fans, they see fixing two different ways. They see what should be fixed two different ways. All right. Educational friendly realism options. Corner advice that teaches, not cheats. That's for offline modes. But I was doing my research. This is another thing about research. You can have more dynamic corners that's educated enough to give you feedback about what happened in the game. AI. The AI will literally watch your fight and say, when you come out to the court, depending on how they got the IQ of the trainer set, and he'll say, you weren't doing this and you weren't doing this, and this is the reason why you was getting hit by this and why you was getting hit by that. We should have that. And we should have dynamic commentary. AI. I know y'all hate hearing that word, but AI will help us have dynamic commentary. And it can use that same person voice. If you want Ty Grisham, all right. Let the AI do the conversations. Let us get Howard Cosell voice. Let the AI do it in the game. All these different people. So it could sound more organic instead of repetitive. Let me see. Education-friendly realism options. The goal. Offline players feel like they're playing a boxing simulation, the sport, not just a game. All right, now we're online. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat first. The online. Salute to AJ Patch. If someone wants to play my career, why did SCI not give the option for sim versus casual mode? Exactly. It seems impossible that it is not already in the game. It does. It's the same. It's weird. I still cannot. Mike Adams saying this. I still cannot believe how awful the career mode is in Undisputed. Yeah, yeah. I had a lot of high hopes for the career mode. A lot of people, even people that didn't play offline, they had high hopes for the career mode, and that's crazy. Usually, online people do not care about the offline mode. All right, online mode, competitive rule set, balance is the product. Online is where you protect fairness, reduce exploits, and keep match readable and consistent. What online should do differently? Standardized competitive tuning. Tightened stamina rules to avoid cheese while keeping strategy. More predictable hit validation. Network friendly animations. Let me go back to this top one. Tight stamina rules to avoid cheese while keeping strategy. That works for online, but everybody, a lot of people, that's what they want. But they want it across the board. No. You play online, that's what online should look like. Offline should look like what we want in real boxing. Because a lot of y'all don't want a realistic boxing experience. And me, I always said, if you could make a realistic boxing game actually realistic online and it look like a boxing match, that would get a lot of people. But a lot of people don't want too much realism online. All right. Standardized competitive tuning. Reduce Wild variants. Flash KO still exists, but are less coin flip. You heard that? I know AJ Pat's like, oh, hold up. I heard something. Reduced variants. Flash KO still exists, but are less coin flip. And that goes to, and I know you said, hold up, that's RNG. It's like a coin flip. But it shouldn't be. But online, people will ask for this. 100%. Offline, no, we don't want that. But I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be asking for something like that. That's the RNG. Let me see what you're saying, AJ Pax, the coin flip situation. Yup, I was Mike Adams said, yup, I was crushed. There's not much to do offline, so I had to go online, and undisputed online issues are legendarily bad. 100%. One, I'm shocked. I'm shocked the media is not attacking, like the gaming media or the gaming sites are not attacking them. All those writers and YouTubes, it's like they disappear strangely. Cause you had like Speed, he was talking about undisputed. Kasanai, he was talking about undisputed. He was talking bad about it because he was asking the boxer about it. And the boxer, he doodled on the game. He wiped his butt with the game. Said it was garbage. And to all y'all people out there say, hey, he said it was garbage. And these same boxers said Fight Night Champion was garbage too. A lot of boxers. A lot of boxers. So when y'all be saying what y'all be saying about Fight Night Champion, boxers did not really like it. A few did because they liked the check that EA was giving them. But a lot of boxers did not like Fight Night Champion. The ones, especially the ones that weren't getting no check at all. All right, let me see. What online should do differently? Rank constraints, locked rule sets, or a small number of official playlists. Can y'all hear me now? Yo, that's weird. Can y'all hear me? That's weird that my mic not working. Can y'all hear me? My mic, it's showing that my mic working. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my mic. Can y'all hear me? We doing this again. I don't know why it doesn't hear me because my microphone is showing on the screen that it works. Let me see what y'all saying. Oh, it's back. All right. Yeah, that's weird. All right, let me finish. I don't know where I stopped when it stopped when I was what I was reading. So I'm gonna just go back over this. Online competitive rules says balance is the product. Online is where you protect fairness, reduce exploits, and keep match readable and consistent. What online should do differently? Standardize competitive tuning, tighten stamina rules to avoid cheese while keeping strategy, more predictable hit validation, network friendly animations, reduce wild variance. Flash KO still exists, but are less coin flip. And I know that's something that me and AJ and a couple of y'all was talking about. The Flash KO, is it random? And it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be random. That coin flip or anything, it shouldn't be random. But online, all right, if that's how y'all gonna play. But no, it shouldn't be a coin flip. Rank constraints, lock rule sets, or a small number of official playlists, restricted sliders, clear anti-exploit parameters, spam limits, input buffer control, etc. Competitive identity without chaos. Boxers still feel different, but a stream are softened to protect match integrity. See, that's the thing that I don't like. They when it's online, they dumb down boxers, but with Steel City, they dumb down boxers all across because they don't have no separation from offline to online. So they dumbing them down for both modes. Boxers still feel differently, but the streams are softened to protect match integrity. Integrity should be your strategy or skill set. Integrity should be what strategy you're using against this style that you having problems with. You shouldn't be in a fight. Like, say you fought this guy 2 or 3 times. He shouldn't still be doing the same thing back to back to back. You should have learned something, or you saw something in another fight that was similar to his. Competitive identity without chaos. Skill expression stays high, timing, setups, reads, ring craft. And the goal should be casuals and competitors can jump online and feel like the game is fair. Now who picked the broken thing? All right, here we go. The bridge. 2 lanes, one brand. The bridge. 2 lanes, one brand. The biggest win is messaging and presentation. How to present it in the game. I say this all the time. And y'all be like, hey, Poe, you don't know what you're talking about. Just because you don't know what you're talking about don't mean I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, the biggest win in messaging and the biggest win is messaging and presentation. How to present it and game. Main menu choice, authentic boxing, off offline simulation, competitive boxing, online balance. Ash keeps throwing that word balance in there. What did Ash mean when he's saying balancing? A lot of people be making up their own rules to what balance means. When Ash saying balance, he means hybrid. He want the game to be a hybrid. He don't want no boxer to be who they really are. Because when you take the strength what makes a boxer, you take their speed, you take their power, you take their skill set, you take little movements that they do, and you put it all across the board or you take it away. That's not boxing no more. That's a fighting game. Even fighting games have identities. What makes each character stand out? Which character? So that right there, like, yo, y'all really think boxing is less of in a fighting, a combat game, or anything than everything else? It's like y'all trying to make boxing like, hey, it's the bottom of the barrel, and people need to accept it. I'm like, yo, y'all serious? All right, how to present this game, how to present it in end game. Clear labeling. Simulation is tuned for realism and variety. Competitive and tuning for consistency and fairness. Shape, progression, where possible. Cosmetics, gems, legacy stats can carry over, but competitive integrity settings stay protected. See, y'all can, if they built the game right, y'all can create settings for creative fights that y'all can agree on. Like I be saying, that contract system. Steel City should have like a contract system. That would have been innovative and creative, because a contract system for people to agree on the settings and everything for their match. Especially if you're doing leagues and stuff like that. It would fit better too. Why this works. Hardcore boxing fans stop feeling ignored. Casuals stop feeling put. Casuals feel, Casuals stop feeling punished by complex realism online. And I know, Jay, you said we want it realistic online. I do too, because I would jump online more often. Because, like I always say, when I play the betas, the very early betas that we got, it played realistic. I was like amazed. I was like, yo, this is boxing. I almost cried. Literally. I said, all these years, finally. I think if somebody make a realistic boxing game, y'all gonna see me on video crying and everything. Y'all gonna see me like, oh man, it took this long, but we finally got it, y'all. Yes, yes. All right. Why this works? The studio stops trying to make one rule set. The studio stopped trying to make one rule set satisfying two different goals. And that's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did. They didn't, it's no distinction. No distinction between offline and online. Let me see. Thanks. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Let me see. My numbers finally popped up. All right, I got 50 views. We got 50 people here, or they came in and popped out. But if y'all come back and watch the video later, please hit the like and subscribe button. I can only get better. If I could get 1,000 views, I'm getting a t-shirt, getting a different background. I could buy the t-shirt now, but I'd rather let me get the 1,000 views, and then I go and buy the t-shirts. I already got a page set up for merch if I wanted to go that route. And my thing is, I might set my thing up, like my merch, to invest in people that's making boxing games. Like if I get money for the the merch or whatever, I give a large portion to the people that's making boxing games to help them fund their projects. Now, if for some reason I need the money and be like, I can't give y'all the money this week. No, I'm playing. Yeah, but please support what I'm trying to do. If you are a content creator, if you make videos, please ask for a survey. Please, I'm gonna say this every day. I got to. Please ask companies to make a survey. Please, because they have to give us the data too. Give us the data. Let it be a public survey. Or you can use my survey, endorse my survey. Make a few changes to my survey. Y'all can use my survey. And I hate to say it's my survey, it's our survey. But could the content creators or people that's like they're not even content creators, they just follow me. If you follow me on Twitter, when I post certain things, please keep sharing it. Because I'm trying to gain momentum, even if I can make a viral moment, if that even possible with a survey or something like that. But yeah, the survey and Jay, you could do not only Jay, other content creators. Do a video saying that Still City don't know how to tell fans that they moved on to another relationship. I'm using relationship. They moved on to another to the sequel. And it's getting weird in the Discord because you barely see any movement. You don't barely see the community managers. I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna put this out there. Jay Shep, I don't know if you're listening or what, or whenever you hear this, and you can hit me back, and I will not say anything. And they don't know if you said anything to me. This me personally want to know, what are y'all doing as community managers? What assignments do they got y'all on? Are they training y'all for the next game? Are they setting y'all up for Undisputed 2? And y'all gotta they like giving y'all classes or something like that? But no, tell me what's going on. Because it's like it's really dead in the community. The community is dead. Exactly. All that Discord is for the promotion of DLC. Yeah, because they're gonna use the DLC to fund to fund the studio. Like I keep telling people keep saying, Well, they sold over 1 million copies. That don't mean anything. That money disappeared very fast. Steel City only has one game. So that money really going to disappear real fast. You got all these people on it, on the books that you got to pay every week or every other week. You giving these guys salaries, these high just names. They just names to me because they're not doing anything to make this game stand out or be great. You just grab somebody that has a status, a great status in the gaming industry, but they didn't do nothing to make undisputed great. And I'm gonna start calling undisputed disputed. It's disputed. I am certainly you will not see a story mode for Undisputed 2. Not at all. Not at all. Because they're gonna make the excuse like, yeah, that too. But my thing is story mode, that can take a team by itself. Story mode is gonna take at least 5. I'm gonna just say 10 people. Just for the story mode. You'd be like 10 people for a story mode? Yeah, for some strange reason they need 10 people. Lamar Davis, what you mean by no? Are you? Because I'm up here rambling on talking about certain things. What you mean by no? Let me see. While I'm waiting for Lamont Davis to type. Let me see. Give me a second. Oh, I agree about the storyline from the Spirit too. Okay. Yeah. Um, they might. They might. I'm not sure. Box out view. Salute for popping it on precisely. Salute. Exactly. On precisely. We on the same page. Gameplay should be priority, the main priority. Gameplay. Mode should be secondary. Gameplay should be priority. Features and modes should be secondary. And you know it's gonna be the funniest thing about the game is they're gonna give us everything that they took out originally and say that we fixed it and it's brand new. Yet you see these people that's making indie games that already have these things in it. But you have a team of I gotta stop saying 70 because I think 25 or 30 of the people there are actual developers. The rest of them are marketing or other job titles, which is the craziest thing. It should be more developers than anything, or almost more developers. AJ Pack said the champ is here. Nothing over gameplay. Box Eye View said that. Salute, Box Eye View. big box. Let me see. All right. I've been a boxing game for decades as a boxer, as a fan, as someone who studied systems. I study patterns and stuff like that, systems and stuff. And every few years, and it's crazy, I study patterns, but I hate patterns. Because when you're looking at a lot of numbers, that start, my mind started like freezing out. Because math, I start catching on math late. I was good at reading. I was good at writing stories, writing poems and stuff like that from a child. But math, for some strange reason, wasn't clicking with me. And then I got a teacher when I got a little older because I said, I don't want my son, because my wife was pregnant at the time. I said, I don't want my son to experience a father that didn't graduate from school and I'm constantly staying on him. Even though if we didn't go to school, we supposed to stay on our children still to be better people than we are. Our child's supposed to be a better version of who we are, 100%. But you get these new school people, they be like, oh, start trying to make them. I see a lot of people that made their child what they were, but they were better at it. Great example, Floyd Mayweather. Great example. If you look at certain people that have the mind, like if you got a business, your child should take over your business. But you got to be able to let them modernize it. A lot of people are like, oh man, why you want to be in your father's business? Because when I get the business, I will modernize it. He will let me modernize it. Stop trying to talk people out of what's ingrained in them. Me, I always had these conversations with my father or my mother, and I like do psychology talk with them. I ask them certain things, and then when I start listening, things start clicking. Let me stop getting too deep. I've been around boxing games for decades as a boxer, as a fan, and as someone who studies systems. And that brought up the whole conversation of studying systems, studying, code. When it comes with the numbers and stuff like that, that's when it's like my brain start like put up a defense. Like you had a hard problem with math back in the days, even though that's when the teacher that I got to go back to the teachers that I had. She taught me a way, because she see the way that I think, that I could get these answers. And I say, oh, all right. And she said, when I go into it, I always go into math like it's supposed to be hard. It's hard. You already defeated yourself. So now the problem becomes hard. And you're going to overlook the simplest thing and you're going to make it you're going to have all these different equations. You know how you see them geniuses be writing this, then it be over here writing that. I'm somewhat like that. I'm always writing different formulations and stuff. You might not understand it, but I will. All right, let me get back to this. And every few years, the same cycle repeats. A studio promises death. A studio promises authenticity. A studio promises to listen. They keep saying it. Tell them that we're listening to them. We're being transparent. Tell them that we're going to make it authentic, a realist. First, that word, Will brought that word. Will brought that word to Steel City. They weren't using that at first. with authenticity, you can change the meaning because, hey, he's authentic. He wearing the trunks. He wearing the boots. He's doing a little bit of something that he does. That's not authentic to a lot of people. But if you frame it, when I say frame, I know a lot of you say, Paul, you say framing a lot. Framing means you make it the way you want it to be. You're framing it. You're locking off from anything else entering what you're saying. You're trying to make sure there's no other attacks or no other explanations. You're trying to frame it. All right. Then slowly features get simplified, feedback gets deflected, and the criticism get reframed as negative. At some point, we have to stop pretending this is accidental. When knowledgeable fans are consistently dismissed, that's not miscommunication, that's strategy. And I said that earlier. I said that in the beginning of the Steel City, of the Undisputed Discord. I see what they were doing strategically. I was telling these jokers, and they was trying to act like I was lying about me being a community moderator. I know everything you're doing, all them strategies. I used to have to tell people, nah, man, stop. No, you deflecting, you're helping them. I used to be on the fan side more than I was on EA side. Let me repeat that. I was on the fan side, the community side, more than I was on EA side. Some of the moderators was deflecting for some EA. No, I don't do that. That's not me. All right. Let's talk about silence, because silence is today in today's industry is loud. Silence in today's industry is loud. I know a lot of ignorant people. Man, how can silence be loud? You ever watch that movie 28 Days Later when the guy walking through the street and there was nothing going on? But it's loud, nothing. The loud means it's like a lot of it. That's what the loud is. A lot of y'all y'all jump onto words and y'all like silence and loud are two different things. No. Do more research instead of trying to attack every little thing somebody says. When a game launches incomplete, buggy, or missing core mechanics and months go by without meaningful communication, fans don't feel patient. They feel abandoned. Silence does three things. It erodes trust. It empowers rumors. Let me read that again. Silence does three things. It erodes trust. It empowers rumors. It reframes loyalty as gullibility. Yep. The erodes trust. Yep, that been left. It empowers rumors, a lot of them. A lot of stuff I'm saying might be rumors. They might be making a realistic boxing game, which I doubt. They might, the next game might be more successful than this game. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. I'm willing to almost bet. Okay. Now, the gullibility, the loyalty. Some people are too loyal for this company. They're like you. They literally think their loyalty is gonna make the game get better, and that's crazy. Let me see what's going on. Let me see. Oh, y'all was chatting. As long as Will Kinzer continue to be the gameplay director, we will not get manual blocking. Yeah, Will got to go. Yeah, manual blocking will make things more fresh, up and down blocking. I'm glad y'all said that. Manual blocking. I did an article on that. Even though I did other articles in the background, the more y'all talk about, the more I start thinking about stuff. Manual block, all right. And this something I asked AJ. Manual blocking will take the identity from some boxers. So people like Mike Tyson, manual blocking. People like George Foreman, manual blocking. Certain boxers don't manual block. And then I did a research. I said, what boxer actually manual blocks? Let me see. Where I see that at? What boxer actually manually blocks? If we're being like, I know it's a video game thing, but what real boxer no, what boxer would use 6-axis blocking? Give me a second. Because I did this yesterday. I just can't find it because I've been on road like 3 or 4 things before this or more. That's why Claim Uncut, he has more than the 6-axis blocking. Let me see. I know Lomachenko was one of the people that they said, yup, does it. All right. A lot of people they wanted to know actually what 6-axis blocking. Some people really don't know what 6-axis blocking is. That's why we saying anything you hear any of us say over and over again, do your research on it. So you could come back and say, hey, that's wrong. You didn't say this right. Or, yeah, you're right. Stuff like that. What 6-axis blockings mean in real life? In real life, 6-axis blocking is not a static mechanic. It's a moment-to-moment defensive reaction, combining high guard, your forearms, and your gloves standing in front of you. Elbow compression, body protection. Shoulder roll, frame blocks. Palm parry deflections. Chin tuck and neck bracing. Micro head movement layered inside the guard. Very few boxers can do all 6 relatably. And those who can usually develop it over decades. Now, Floyd Mayweather, he has a 6-axis blocking. You know why? Why he qualifies? He does the shoulder roll plus forearm framing. Elbow seals against body shots. We don't have that. Elbow seals. He uses elbow to stop body shots. Different ways, too. palm catches and redirection. Do we got palm catches and redirections? Stop saying that's too much stuff. We can't have that again. Stop. At this point, y'all like really sounding like developers with a check. Chin tucks behind lead shoulder. Subtle head movement inside the guard. Important caveats. Mayweather didn't block everything. He redirected damage. Y'all heard that? Mayweather style. It redirects damage. He don't block every single punch, but he knows how to redirect it so he doesn't get the full impact. His defense was reactive, not a permanent shell. All right. Andre Ward, why he qualifies? I know y'all said, man, Andre Ward. Why he qualifies? Elite at inside blocking. Elbow and forearm compression. Frame blocks while stepping angles. Clinch transition defense. Ward version of 6-axis boxing was dirty boxer functionality. Perfect for mid-range and inside work. His version of it. Bernard Hopkins. Why he qualifies? Master of elbow denial, forearm framing, shoulder pinning punches, held position to remove angles. Hopkins used 6-axis defense as attrition warfare, making opponents miss, hit arms, or punch themselves tired. All right, here we go. Canelo. Why he qualifies? Tight Mexican high guard, elbow to rib compression, glove catches and instant counters, subtle head slips while shelled. Canelo is one of the best modern examples of situational 6-axis blocking, only when planted. All right, this his name been popping up a lot. Winky Wright. Winky Wright. Why he qualifies? Classic tight high guard. Arm absorption mastery. Minimal head movement, but perfect positioning. Limitations. Great for straight punches. Weaker versus angles and combinations. That's why Winky Wright used to get beat. Somebody's like, when somebody's saying, no, he be blocking all that high guard blocking and stuff. Oh, he just be walking around with the guard up. You know, when they be saying their opponent. Because you don't want to think how to beat them. You want that head knockout. Winky Wright had losses. And I know me, I could literally, this how I know I had the skill of a trainer. Because when I hear people say certain things, I already know what's the problem. I used to tell my brother every time when I used to be sparring, I said I had a hard time with Ray Mercer today. He kept hitting me with this, he kept hitting me with that. And my brother was such a genius at what he did. He said, all right, this is what you do. And he said, you do it all the time, but this is what you do. And I looked it good. They're like, yo. They're like literally be excited that I didn't let them dominate me in the ring or something like that. Even when I sparred Shannon Briggs, I was sparring Shannon before I went to England. And I think he had a fight coming up. And Shannon's like, Dad, man, I wanted to call you and tell you that you kicked my butt that day. And I was like, man, I was saying to myself, like, man, if that joker would have told me that, I said I would have been up through the moon. But that sparring helped me. I knocked the guy out that fought when I went to England. Knocked him out the way I knocked him out, it was like he got hit by a cannonball. I literally punched his joker in the middle of the ring. We was in the middle, right, hit him with a right hand. Boom! Because I kept beating him to the body. That's one thing I was doing. I stayed beating to his body. Boom, boom. Hands drop. Boom, boom. Hands drop. Then I said, all right, this is what I'm going to fake to the body, then come over top with the right hand. Boom, hit that joker. That joker flew in the corner. Out of there. So I was like, Shannon, that sparring, like, I got on Shannon that day, and that sparring helped me in my fight. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Silence is loud. Is Trump on ice? I don't know what you mean by that. Tom Miles is head of studio, but not the game director. What's up, Oren? Salute. Any boxer that relies on Philly shell defense will use a real life version of manual blocking, as the guard is extremely explosive. Claim it's more about which guard to use for what case scenario. All right. What would be a compromise or a different way to design the block system? No, everybody should be able to. Everybody should have their styles. And I guess if you do use it, that's an add-on. But your main style should not be 6 axis blocking if that's not your style in general. Like, let's suppose you did use, like, suppose you had Mike Tyson or Joe Frazier and you're trying to use 6 axis blocking. That might not work for them. That might not work for certain people. I like the 6 axis blocking idea. But my thing is, should it be for everybody? Even if it was 12 axis blocking or 8 axis blocking, should it be for everybody? You know, that's the conversation we should be having. Let me see. Boxers who did not use 6 axis blocking and why. These legends relied on avoidance, not coverage. Muhammad Ali, head movement, and distance. So Ali shouldn't have 6 axis blocking. Yeah, you might be able to do it, but he should not have 6 axis blocking because Muhammad Ali, his defense was his head movement and distancing. Roy Jones, head movement and reflex defense. His reflexes was his defense. Lomachenko, footwork and angles was his defense. Willie Pep, pure evasion. Willie Pep, he was always moving. And if you let modern day people say, they'll say Willie Pep was a runner, which he was not. Pernell Whitaker, they'll say he's a runner, but he wasn't. Slips, Pernell Whitaker was slip-centric defense. He had a slip-centric defense. His slips and his movement, that what he did. Giving these boxers 6 axis blocking by default will completely erase their identity. And that's the point that I was trying to make. It would erase certain boxers' identity. It's like giving every boxer the Joe Frazier cross arm. block. And I'm shocked Steel City didn't do that because they gave every boxer the loose foot movement. That was the craziest thing in the world. I heard it, but I was like, Dad, let me hear Steel City say it. I was like basically like, nah, they just saying that. Because I don't play the game. But when they said it, I said, yo. And I know who it was. I know who said that jump. Who said that you got to make the game fair. Fair is through strategy. Ash was even saying that. Fairness should be between the strategy you use and your opponent use, or the lack of strategy your opponent use. That's fair. Yo, it's like you making sports games go backwards. The big truth why this matters for games. No boxer uses 6-axis blocking all the time. Not knocking down the idea, AJ, or Beast. Not knocking it down. No boxer uses 6-axis blocking all the time. Real boxing defense is contextual, fatigue dependent, style dependent, risk based. There's a risk to using a certain defense. Every boxer can't use every defense because it's not made for their fighting style or their offense or defense. If a boxing video games give every boxer perfect multi-directional blocking, zero. Hold up. If a boxing game give every boxer perfect multi-directional blocking, zero fatigue cost, and instant transition, it becomes fantasy combat, not boxing. The correct rule for 6-axis blocking, realism standards, only available to specific archetypes, cost arm stamina and core fatigue. Weak to angles, fence, and body work. Best use stationary or inching steps. Best use stationary and inching steps. Breaks down under sustained pressure. That's how real boxers do it. That's how games should treat it. Let me see what y'all saying there. I think if you have a Philly shell guard, you can use the full axis, but the downside is the guard is vulnerable. It requires skill to use. It is. Everybody can't use the Philly shell. I remember when Adrian Bronner started using it, and he didn't do that well with it. Or Ryan Garcia tried to use it. A lot of people started trying to use it, and back in the that shows the copy culture. Everybody started using something that fans like. Everybody try to do the Philly shell. That's not made for everybody. Like my uncle used to tell me when I used to try to do it, even though I seen heavier guys, I did it a couple of times in my fights and won my fights. But my uncle used to always want me just to keep my hands up. Don't do no Philly shell. Don't put your hands up and stuff like that. I won many fights like that. But his thing is he didn't want me to have the habit of having my hands down. When you're fighting in them heavier weight class, all it takes is one punch for the fight to end. Oren said, if you have high guard, you can only manipulate a tight guard. Yeah. But with a tight guard, with a high guard, you could do a couple of things because even with Winky Wright, he did certain things. Sometimes he would trap, like people try to punch between the guard, he would trap their hand, and then he'll counter with it. Like he'll hold his hands up and the person try to punch through it and he'll time it and he'll hold it and then boom, throw another punch after that. So, you know, it's a lot that goes with these certain things that people ask. They're like when I was laughing, you know, I keep saying this. I was laughing when Claymont Cut made that video. He showed more critical points. Let me see. What should the critical points look like in a boxing game? Give me a second. What I did an article. I'm trying to see one of my old articles. And not only critical points, but damage points. Give me a second. All right, let me see. Let me see. Yeah, you got a lot of critical points in your body. All right, so this, I know a lot of people like, Dad, man, these critical points, but you're just throwing punches. You're not aiming your punch. Even in a real fight, you're really not aiming your punch. You don't know where exactly it's going to hit on the face, but you know you're hitting the face. Some people, they're because me, when I was boxing, it was like a train wreck. Everything was like going. Sometimes I wasn't even thinking. I was going off of momentum, what I knew already. Sometimes it seemed like I was in another world while I was fighting. It's like boom, 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 boom. Just keep going. That's all I see. All right. You got chin. The chin is an area. The jaw hinge. The temple. I don't know how you would be able to aim for these things. And now this start, AJ, your idea starting to kind of make sense. Maybe we should be able to aim where we want to punch. But you know, a lot of these stuff, like in real life, a lot of this stuff is you're not really aiming for it, but you're aiming for it. Or you hit somebody behind the ear. That should be a thing because somebody turning their head or just doing certain things and you get caught behind the ear. You get disoriented or you might even get knocked down. Rare but devastating. Often occurs during exchanges. Now with the body, you got the liver shot. The liver shot is a delayed KO. It's a delayed reaction. You might drop to one knee. Your breath shuts down, pain overrides, and posture collapse. Solar plexus, immediate wind loss, stamina crash, guard freeze, or panic response. Floating ribs, hit them ribs different ways, especially depends on the punch. That's another thing. See, that's why I say when boxers are in the studio, they can tell you more about development. Because it's certain ways that I hit people with a hook to the body like this or like this. I'm digging. When I turn my hand like I'm digging to hit the ribs and push it up. It's a lot of people I stop like that. I'll hit them with a jab and I slip down, hit them with the rib like it's like an uppercut to the ribs, and it's pushing it up. That's why I'm like, who's in the studio? And my thing is, you can watch films and say, hey, that doesn't look like what we got in the game. Let me see. When Garcia tried it, he was accused of turning his back away from opponent. The way he was doing it, he looked like he was turning his back. What's up, TK Gaming? He said, hi, Uncle Poe. And undisputed, when a boxer get beat up in a round, there's no consequences on his stamina. I would like to have your opinion about that. When a boxer get beat up in a round. So when you say beat up in a round, is he getting beat up in the head? Like if you beating him up in the head and not beating him up to the body, his stamina not gonna go nowhere. His stamina should not have nothing to do with you getting a headshot. The rest of your body, that's when the stamina starts getting taxed. Headshot shouldn't mean anything. If you beating a joker to the head, that's a total different story. But if you're just beating them all, like beating them to the body, you're beating them to the head, yeah, there should be a major stamina consequence. But a lot of people they misunderstand because nobody's telling them or making them understand that you getting hit to the head has nothing to do with you losing stamina. The movement is the stamina, because you don't like, hey, oh, I'm tired because he smacked me upside the head. No, that's not how stamina works. It's some type of movement, a reaction to your body and stuff like that. Let me see. A good idea would be as you play, the AI will take notice of damage. So if you cut someone's eye, for example, AI will make it so if you throw the correct punches, they will auto target the damage area. Sound good, Oren, sound good, but I don't know. It sounds good though. That's the sound. That's a good idea. See, that's why I like talking when other people start bringing ideas to the table. Y'all think I want to be in control of ideas? No, I want all of us to. We start thinking like, all right, look, Poe said this, but I can add on to that, or I got ideas behind that. That's how when I had the Wizards Mafia, that's what we were doing. We were constantly making ideas, and EA was seeing that, and they said, all right, just send us the list. So if we come together at the community, company say, oh, they got something. We got to be involved in that. And the thing is, what's up, my brother Don D? I'm doing good. I'm doing a late show. I had a busy day. Let me see what time it is. Oh yeah, you doing your rounds, huh, Don D? Getting your rounds in before you start actually doing your show. Yeah, so support Don D. If you get a chance, like I said, just pop in and pop out. Help him get them numbers. Just pop in. His show is Don D 205. He's on Twitch, and he's on Twitter, and he's on Kick, and he's on Instagram. I know I gave too many socials, Don D, but I'm trying to get you out there. Trying to help you get that support, man. You deserve it. Don D is a motivator. Don D is a motivator. You know, if there was coal on the ground, hot coal on the ground, Don D would talk you through it. Now you know you better than that coal. That coal is laying on the ground. You're standing up. Walk across that coal and dominate. No, I'm just messing with you, Don D. But you're a great motivator. Salute to you, man. Appreciate you. I'm glad that I met you as a friend. Glad I met you as a friend. You're a good person and you show passion. Sometimes I be saying to you, I'm like, Dad, Don D show too much passion. Like it's a social. That's I know. That's why I like art raiders because of the social experiment part of it. That's what I like about it. I get to see how people react to different things. And when I see the way that you act about, that's I think that's why I like to see, does art break you in some type of way? Does art make you feel a certain way? That's why if you notice I ask you a lot of questions after you play and I see did it change you? But it never changes you. And I'm like, Dad, Don, that's like sometimes you gotta be, even though you're a little, you like catching on, like, hey, I gotta keep my gun out and I gotta make, I'm talking about game guns, YouTube. Um, I be trying to see is they're gonna break you or something, but nobody never breaks your character, you are. Yeah, I'll be on about midnight for you, my guy Poe. It's legendary, man. I'm grateful for you. Appreciate you, man. Your art be having me spazzing, but I don't ever become like those people. Exactly. Let me see what's going on here. Who popping in? AJ Pax. What's up, AJ? What's up? We got AJ Pax in the building. Not yet. His name floating around. I mean the his icon popping around. But I guess he gonna figure that out. Let me see. Yeah, Don D. All right, there you go. Yeah, what's going on?
Stamina.
You say stamina. How should stamina be? What you mean by that? How it
Well,
should be handled? How should
everything. And it's gonna connect back to the mod. It's gonna connect back to the mod. But what is it? What is stamina?
stamina is when you like actually using like with your body and stuff, like you're actually doing stuff to make you get tired. Like you're
Right.
getting hit in the head, you're not getting tired. There's no reason that this should be a stamina tax that you beat a joke up for 8 rounds. That's why coach, you always hear coach, go to his body. And y'all in like the seventh or eighth round, and you didn't go to his body for the eight all them rounds. You just hitting him with headshots. You giving him a chance. Like now, that's when the realism kicks in. You're giving him a chance to recover because he's not tired. He might be hurt in the head and stuff like that, but he's not tired. So
Right.
he got a
Because
great.
the head should have its own mentality meter.
Yeah, but it's like a wear and tear. Like
No, okay. Well, here's the thing. I don't know how it was before ESBC, but the way the health bar here, it's a health bar and a stamina bar, but there's I don't we can't really tell. Like you can only see at the end of the fight how much head damage you took, right? But
yeah.
we don't. But the thing is, there's no specific target then to say what is damage on the person's head that you could see. But then also too, what about if the person's in a what do you call it, concussed state? Like we don't know what is his mentality right now during the fight.
That I was reading something. You were saying, what is his mentality in the fight?
Like what is what's the best way? I'm thinking of a way.
His health, mental health, and stuff like that.
Mental. Okay, yeah. Well, let's just say mental health. What is his mental health right now?
Um, it depends
Should
on the
that be
box.
should that be an indicator? Should that be something that should be happening during the fight? That whole idea.
Yeah, that's a great. See. This I like stuff like this. See, that's an idea, but I don't think it would be a good idea for competitive boxing. The offline modes, yeah, but like your mentality playing into it and stuff like that. I think a lot of people they're not gonna really want that.
Mm. But here's the thing. What is the so what exactly is the head thing then? What we have right now is just really a damage bar then. It's really the health bar. The
Yeah,
health bar
it's a
is just
damaging
a
system.
yeah, it's just a damage system. That's it.
Yeah. So the head should have a damage system. It shouldn't have a health bar. It should be a damage test system. You can even add a fatigue up there because to me, fatigue borderline can be the damage system. They like kind of go hand in hand.
Okay, wait, going back to stamina. So stamina has to do with what? Being able to do how long you could do an activity, like how
Yeah, how long you can do
the
something.
duration of how long you could do the activity. So what are the activities we're using stamina for in a boxing match? Then we're using it for legs.
Throwing punches, movement, body movement. If we had clinching, because you're gonna get the wear and tear of that person keep grabbing you, leaning on you and stuff like that. Um, yeah, it's like the wear and tear on your body.
So
That's
it's
what it's stamina.
is there a connection to oxygen?
Yes,
What's
but
the
then we
connection?
don't want to get that deep into it.
Yeah, we go. Yeah, that's the this is what I'm telling you, I'm gonna bring this back to the mod, man. I'm
Yeah,
coming
I
for
knew
it,
you
man.
was good.
I'm,
You
I'm,
was good.
I'm coming for the mod. Wait.
Cause that it's gonna get too deep. Cause you
No,
like
this is what they need to know so they can
yeah,
actually make the correction, man.
yeah,
They have
yeah,
to,
true,
there's a correction, man, and they're gonna see it what it is now.
yeah,
So going back is stamina connected to oxygen?
yes. Technically the same thing to me.
It's
Stamina
the
and
same thing.
oxygen. Yeah, to me. They like stamina and your oxygen. Without oxygen, you have no stamina. They all
Okay.
play
Well, yeah,
hand in hand.
it's hand in hand. Okay, so here's the thing now. When we look at you remember the other day the video, all the tests playing out for that undisputed mod, and
Yes.
they're playing around with the stamina, right? And one of the issues that keeps coming up is that people are saying that the stamina is not regenerating fast enough. It's basically it goes down, and then for a prolonged moment it just stays there, and it's not building back. So here's something that crossed my mind. And we talk about oxygen. Is it almost like the stamina meters? It's like they're holding their breath. Is that what's actually in the logic? It's
You
like they
could
don't.
use
It's like
that. You could use that. It make it sound like that's what's going on.
that's what's going on. But like on a logic level. So
Yeah,
if that's the case, then that's the flaw right there. Why
yeah,
why would somebody be holding their breath?
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like what
yeah.
something's not making sense of why. So here's the thing now for them, the guys who are working on mod, where are they getting the information from even just from sports as a science?
They're
That's
not
that's
because
what that's why that's stamina, and they have to know that. So if those mods are listening, that's something you guys have to look into, man. Make it make sense.
yeah, because a
Don't
lot of
don't
people.
don't design it almost like you know what it almost comes off like. Almost comes off like people who create leagues, and this is my whole thing. They create the league in order to protect their style, right?
Yeah,
How they want people. Basically, they want. It's like you're trying to cater made your opponents so they can't affect your weaknesses. So like to draw comparison now, maybe that's what's going on with the stamina bar. The person who's doing it, that's something that they figure, okay, if I make the stamina bar this way, therefore people cannot come and spam me. You know what I mean? Or they can't do this. They can't. It's all spam, right? They can't spam me, and therefore it protects my style now. So that's the thing. The developer down there, you guys have to think about that. Are you making the boxer hold his breath?
yeah. And my thing is, I hate the word spamming. I like literally hate it because there are ways to stop people from doing what they call spamming. And a lot of people say they complain about spamming when they spam right with the person. That's what the knockout, the rock'em sock'em robots come from. They want you to stand there, but they don't want you to do what they want you to do. They want to only be the one doing it, throwing a lot of punches that you're not blocking. They might as well just go offline, put the controller on both boxers, and then just beat on that guy.
So is it safe to say then every time you do an action, it's taking up oxygen, and that's why the meter's draining?
I don't think they're smart enough to do that.
No, I'm just saying with the native design of that
Hypothetically,
bar. Is that what? No, was
hypothetically,
that the intent of the bar, like how CSI designed it then?
I don't know. Especially when they had the other things set in, when they had the different meters on the screen and stuff. So
Well,
I don't know.
well, here's the thing. Here's the thing again. Everything, the things that affect that meter are okay. You throw punches, right?
Yeah.
You do any kind of major stepping movement. If you're just walking around, it doesn't affect the meter. If you, I believe if you, I can't
It
remember if you go
shouldn't.
on loose foot, it should. You said
No,
the
no,
more.
walking around should not affect anything.
Okay, so that
Because a
doesn't affect
person
the meter.
rather walk than anything. When you're tired, you walk. You're not still gonna be tired while you're
Okay,
walking.
okay. So um, it does not affect the head movement system. What do they call it in this game again? The head movement system. They call it they always have a name for it. What's it called? The head movement system in this game.
I forget.
Yeah.
Let me see somebody saying it in the chat.
It's like what it's linked in the control pad. What they call, where is it? Weave is weave. The weaving system. Then there you go. The weaving system has no effect on the stamina, so that means weaving doesn't doing those movements doesn't take up any oxygen.
Oh.
Should it?
The way moving, yeah, it
Yes.
should take some type of energy because you're moving. That's movement. And even though you're weaving, that's movement.
I think the feints uses stamina, but yeah, the weaving does not use any stamina.
I don't see why they even say feints use stamina because you don't really use feints. They're so very subtle. What actual what actual movement are you just doing a feint like me jumping at you and stuff? That
So you know
makes
what
no
that is?
sense.
So you know what that is? That's CSI basically balancing a game, but not for realism.
Yup.
And they, that shows one shows it right there for.
Cause feint, I could hit you with it'll take me probably like right now. I probably could do probably 50 feints and not get tired. But they're like, you do one or two feints, you should. It's some type of stamina course. That's weird.
So going back again, it's a good argument then that the guy's holding his breath, and that's why he's not getting his oxygen back with that stamina bar. If that's how it should be, if that's the logic behind the bar.
It still don't make sense. I don't know the logic that they're making out of this game at the current point. Because in the earlier games, it made more sense some of the stuff they were doing. Just that you saw that it needed what would you call it? More polish to the game.
Okay, so if we were to take out the whole oxygen argument, right? And the
Yeah.
way that and the way that bar is it just stays there and it doesn't want to it doesn't want to come back. What then therefore is the bar mimicking then?
I don't know what they did with that bar right there. Even if, I could see it being like that when you're no, actually your stamina should come back faster if there was a clenching in it. Your stamina comes back. That would be an argument in itself right there. Friends be like, when he clenched me, his stamina and his energy came back. No, your stamina supposed to come up some. Like let's say you're halfway and you're clenching. Your stamina should come up a little bit. It
Yo,
like creeps up a little bit.
I remember in Champions, it's been so long, but I remember in Champions, depending on who clinched first, there are instances where you could clinch somebody and drain their stamina,
Yeah,
and vice
I
versa. I
remember.
remember there was those kind of battles in Champion.
Yeah, even in Fight Night, you were able to do that. I mean, not in Fight Night, the Knockout Kings.
Mm.
Way back then, we was doing that. So that says a lot about Steel City.
So
That's
then Lamont. So you're thinking that it's a fighting game stamina bar then? But the thing is, that Street Fighter doesn't have a stamina bar, and I think like Tekken don't have a stamina bar either.
it. Don't they took that out? All right.
No man,
Now,
Street Fighter it's just one health bar. That's it.
yeah, but it's a health bar there.
Yeah, it's just a well. That's it. It's just one. It's just eat once the. It's just one health bar. That's all you're doing. Every damage affects that health bar, but there's no like stamina. The only
Yeah,
thing they have, what they have is a mentality meter, which
because I
allows you
know
once you
they got 2 meters. When I don't know when was the last time I watched. I forget which one it was. They had 1 meter, then they had one under it.
the mentality meter. So
Okay.
so if you charge it up, then it'll give you what the you could do what a super finisher or whatever, right? You'll unlock a move then, a finisher move, right? But
Mhm.
um but that's the whole idea going back even to the wrestling games where they have a lot of Japanese games have the spirit meter. And
Yeah,
when that spirit meter goes thing, then your guy gets an adrenaline rush. That's kind of what when you think about too what the old way the ESBC adrenaline meter worked. It's very
yeah,
similar. It's very similar to a spirit meter.
yeah. And they took that out. And people didn't understand the adrenaline meter, and they didn't understand how because they didn't really talk to it. Adrenaline meter means you're going to get a boost in what you do. Because people, when they drop you and stuff, they get it. They could be dead tired. Y'all both fighting, dead tired, and he dropped you for some strange reason. He got energy, because that's adrenaline boost. Or he hitting you with a nice combination, he might get an adrenaline boost.
But yo, going back to that stamina bar. So Lamont's saying they designed it like a fighting game, but what is it being used for then? It's being used for a lot. You know what it's being used more like for long term. Like in the long term, I'll be tired. I'll be fatigued after, right? So therefore, I can't. I don't have enough. I can't. My body's too fatigued. I cannot do what I was doing like in the very beginning of the round. I don't have
Yeah,
the energy anymore to do it. I don't have that same.
yeah. Because with Still City, the way they designed this game is like you can tell who they really designed the game for because they got the bars on the screen. They don't got all of them, but they got the bars on the screen, and it's like a health bar fight instead of actually boxing and stuff like that. So they don't make nobody force themselves to box realistically. You don't know what's going on the screen. If Steel City would have made the game and came out without the bars and stuff, I don't think a lot of people would have complained. Or if they complained, they would have complained for probably a couple of days, and then they would have went on and played the game.
Or even
So
or even like with the stamina bar. Once it gets that low state, then technically you can't. What they're saying, you can't breathe as much.
yeah,
You're wheezing then, right? But then it
yeah,
has to be oxygen bar. It's really It's a hybrid oxygen bar. It has to be something to do with that.
I don't know. I heard somebody else talking to this saying something about oxygen and stuff like that. But I was like, that's I think that's adding too much into the game that a lot of people are going to stray away from because that's like literally what
Wait,
Lamont said. That's what I'm saying. What Poe just said. Oh, okay.
Paul, what did you say again with the thing?
I don't know what I was just saying.
Yeah.
Um,
So
about the oxygen, the way it's be implemented or something like that. I forget because I was just trying to think about something else to talk about. To add on to it. Then I forgot
yeah.
when I read what Lamont. I'm like a little kid. If I get off topic and I start reading something else, I lose what I was. That's why I try to write everything down.
Well, here the
Yeah,
bottom line is that what is the mod? What they're doing right now? It doesn't have to be. Does that have to be adjusted then? In terms of why is it sitting there? Why is it not regenerating? The reasoning behind that, or the duration of that generation that they're choosing. They're
yeah.
choosing that.
For the mod, yeah,
Yes.
the mod. My thing is for one, somebody like you picked it out and I picked it out. So we saw something with it. With you kind of like wondering which route should it take? Is it is like too slow or should it be a little faster? You're just trying to figure that out.
Well, we
And
got. Well, it comes down to what is that thing? We have to know what it represents.
yeah,
It's called stamina, but what does it really represent?
yeah, that's true.
Like that guy you were talking to, he's the mod. What's his name? The guy who you said he's kind of hesitant to come on the show.
Yeah,
Yeah, man, you gotta get him on the show and have a conversation on that. To figure out
I
what is the
was
reason.
gonna I was gonna try to get Crooks on the show, but I said he probably already what I be saying, so I know he ain't gonna come on the show. Yeah,
Yeah,
Crooks
well,
come on the show.
Crooks ain't mod in the game. That's the thing.
No, but I want to see what he was thinking when his feedback and stuff about that. But I already know Cook's mentality, what he expect from a game. It's not what like a person like me wants. Yeah,
Well, I saw him kind of pandering for more DLC the other day.
yeah, always like
I
that's
was
gonna fit
surprised.
the game. Yeah, no, I'm not surprised. He always do that. He love DLC. He don't care. That sound like that sound like you getting a factory defective character and your friend okay with that factory defective character and they keep buying from the same company over and over and over again. He's all right with it. And you saw that, hey, they're not good at what they do. I'm not buying anything else from them. And they just like purchase and purchase. But they're characters. They make our
Oh,
fun better.
yo, talking about characters. So the last couple of days I've been playing online, and I wasn't really paying attention, but I could tell like when you play somebody, you know something's wrong the way the game is playing. Like there's always gonna be a certain amount of desync, but when you're like if you know how to play the game and somebody's hitting you like 15 counters in a round, you know something's up, or something's looking weird. You could sense it, right?
Mm,
Uh, So yesterday I was kind of paying attention and I said, okay, what the hell is going on there? So I'm trying to remember the symbols. What are the symbols for the platforms? So they have the PlayStation they have an actual specific symbol for the PlayStation. They have a specific symbol for Steam, and then for Xbox, not sorry, they have an Xbox symbol, and then for Steam they have a. It looks like an Xbox controller for Steam.
all
So
right.
so what happened was this. I was playing some Steam guy, and he wasn't really beating me, but it was just one of those kind of weird matches. So when we got, so he was up on the card. So when we got to, I think the 7 or 8, I knocked him down. And when I knocked him down, right away the game surrendered.
Wow.
And then I remembered. So to put in perspective, when I yesterday, maybe I must have ran into maybe 6 hackers using Steam accounts. And that's all they do. They have this thing running, but how you catch them is this. And this is something this is like probably old news from a year ago, but what's his name? Claimer kind of did a video. How do you do the basically how do you activate the anti-cheat in the game? There's an anti-cheat in the game. So what it was is that if they're using the hack and it goes to the knockdown sequence, once it goes to knockdown sequence, if they don't turn it off in time, there's a time frame they have to turn it off. The game catches them, and then it turns it into a surrender, or the game lags out, and essentially you'll get the win. So what happened was when I fought this guy, he didn't think I was gonna knock him down, and that knockdown he got caught. Basically, he was gonna win the fight, but that one knockdown, that's it. It anti-cheat activated, and I got the win.
Oh.
So the other way to activate it would be if you kind of sense that you're fighting and the guy's fighting, like something feels weird, you could take a knee. That's the next tactic. You take the knee, put you in that knockdown, and you could catch them that way too.
Yeah. You see what Lamont and Don D said?
Lamont said, I think they may have a problem trying to get the gameplay right as far as the punch tracking and stamina for the mod version of Undisputed. I think they could get I don't know about the punch tracking, but the stamina, it's what's going on in the stamina is it's the same thing like how you have Will. He didn't understand the game, but he wants to play a certain way because it's maybe just the 8 how he plays. And I feel that's what's going on. There's like a bias. The developer has like a bias, and we got to clean that bias out before it's too late.
Yeah.
That's the big. There has to be a wake up call because I think that they did the stamina on purpose. They wanted to behave that way, and that's the mistake.
Yeah. Don D said a lot of those undisputed content creators being denial about the game. Like, how could you want more DLC when the game is so incomplete? Lamont Davis said that part. He said when John D said when I play Fight Night Champion, I don't play with meters on. I think it takes away from the realism, to be honest.
You were saying that for a while too.
Yeah. I don't too much watch Crooks. He's not my style. I don't ride with no one who sees the truth but won't acknowledge. Exactly. That's why I'm saying a lot of these content creators, they see what's wrong, but they're not acknowledging it. But they don't got the right feedback to give. That's the problem. They pretending.
So remember I was saying you didn't know what I said. I put something in the chat. I said silence is loud like Trump on ice.
Trump ain't saying nothing to them.
Nothing. They have yeah, they're trying to play, they're just trying to ignore it, right? So
yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Silence is loud. That's him, and that's almost like even if we go back and relate to Steel City, when you don't address the crowd, it doesn't foster trust.
Yeah, that's why I say
it erodes trust.
Yeah, that's why I keep saying the content creators mean more than what they think they do, and a lot of them know that they're a powerful force in the community. For one, you're on YouTube making content every day or every other day, and you're talking about the game, and you're getting all these views. JMMA said he got 600 views. I mean 6,000 views for that boycott video. That right there should have propelled him to keep doing what he was doing.
But at the same time, it was at the right. It happened at the right. It was the right timing to do it.
Yeah, yeah. Because he kept saying they bought DLC after that. They probably wouldn't have bought it the second time around. You got to stay on it. But he just did it, and they pulled him in. They had to find a way to please him so he don't make no videos like that.
Hey, do you think so you remember THQ Undisputed 3?
Yeah.
So in that game, during your training, they have training camps, right? And in the training camp, you could say you want to do a game plan. And based on that game plan, you have to, if you execute it, you get whatever boost going into the fight, right? But it's a game plan. Is that is that something that could translate into a boxing game as well?
100%. That's what stables are. Stables, you build game plans.
Say that
Training
again?
camp, training camps, you build game plans. Stables, they build game plans in the stables.
Okay. But I don't think the way Fight Night Champion did it is not. I don't feel like they did it. The way Undisputed 3 did it, they did it more advanced.
You think Undisputed did it more advanced?
Well, the thing is, you go into the training camp and you have to choose your game plan, execute it in the. So it's almost like they're telling you you have to do the whatever the strategy is.
But did you do it physically or did it with text them?
No, physically, not a tech zone.
Okay.
Definitely physically. Like Champion had that as well, but I don't think I have to go back and try Champion. But Champion didn't have that. They didn't have that level, I guess, of simulation than for what the when you do the training camp.
Yeah, that's what Don D, because he be playing it. He's saying, and I watch him. It look like it's more deeper than Still City.
But here's the thing. That's more like training development then, right? It's offline career mode and it's like you're developing your character. So you're getting that kind of immersion. But here's the thing now. Uh NBA 2K. So NBA 2K, one of the things about NBA 2K is that and forget about my player. You're using the whole team. You're playing the team. And that whole idea that when you play it, in order to beat the computer, you actually have to learn the plays and execute it.
Yeah.
Is is that something that could translate into a boxing game as well?
Yeah. My thing is
How? That's the
that
thing.
goes with that goes
How
with
would it look?
I'm saying yeah, because anything that you say literally can be translated into a boxing game or sports game. It's just the developers they they may tell you no, we can't do it, which they
No,
can
no,
do
no,
because they make it more
no,
work.
no. Well, I say we can. I said, yeah, it could be done, but I'm saying, well, how would it look? Like if I look at NBA 2K, right, and I say,
Yes.
okay, I'm gonna call a play. I'm gonna call a motion play or whatever, right? And
Uh,
it starts to execute, and I know, and I can read the play, and then I fulfill the play kind of stuff. How does that can that work in a like if you're using a boxer and you're in the ring and stuff? How would you call a play? Or
your trainer
how
will
would you
yell
possibly
out because it
ah
was
there you go. Okay.
like yeah instructions there. Like they might give you a list of instructions you might want to yell out to your boxer, or if the AI they will yell out the instructions.
Okay, so okay, no, good because that's I've never heard that one before, right? To hear that
Yeah,
and that makes sense too. We're talking about immersion, so you can even
yeah.
go back to the if we go back to the if we go back to the game plan, then whatever you did, whatever the game plan, you're hearing your
It's
coach
the
and trainer
thing.
they're shouting it
Yeah,
out during the thing and things. So here's the thing now, and this is so if we keep on building on that, would it become an arcade now if okay, so you heard what your trainer said, and you go and you execute it. Should you get a reward that maybe it'll give you an adrenaline boost or something?
see that's the arcade element.
But that's what I'm asking. Is it
Uh,
necessary? Or you cannot have that in place.
I guess it should be on the players agreement.
What do you mean?
You know, like players agree, like, yeah, we get these extra, like they give you a choice. You want to get the extra things that may seem arcade to you, you know, in the game because that has will have an arcade element to it that you're getting awarded, or they find a way to award you. I'm like right now, I'm trying to think while I'm talking to you, what would be a great way to be rewarded?
But it's a reward.
By you executing.
It's a reward system. It's a reward
Yeah,
system.
but the reward system, I would say they give you like 1 or 2 bars of your stamina back or something like that if you execute
Okay.
it. Yes.
Okay. Also, too, going back to what you're saying about the your training staff, they're shouting instructions. They're shouting instructions during the fight, right?
Yeah.
What about they're also seeing what they're seeing a hole in the opponent. They're seeing a vulnerability in the opponent, and they're calling out for it. If you take advantage of it, you get that reward as well. Then
Yeah. Yeah. You get stamina because you execute. Because technically, even though you might hit that joker with like an 8 punch combination, but being that you execute it, because you lose more stamina missing punches than you do hitting punches. A lot of people don't know that. You make a joker miss 3 or 4 punches, that joker will be tired.
so undisputed also for that they take stamina away for that as well.
Yeah.
But But yeah, okay. So going back, so it's something we haven't seen in any boxing game really yet. That whole idea that you're hearing instructions being shouted during the fight, kind of thing, right? I know you get
Yeah.
instruction when you go back to the corner too, kind of thing, right? But
Uh-huh.
so that's one way to do it. But what about going back to what I was saying about being able to do a play on the fly then?
So you just do what you want to do instead of listening to the coach.
No, I don't mean freedom of thought. I mean that going back to the NBA 2K where I'm calling something from my playbook.
Yeah.
That idea now.
Now you calling something from the playbook, which will actually be the coach, but now you're doing your own thing.
Okay, yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Technically,
So
yes. Technically, you're right because now I am going against what the trainer's saying because I see maybe I want to
yeah.
do. I think this is gonna work based on what I'm like. I analyze my opponent and I'm seeing something there, right? So I said,
Yeah.
let me test this out and see if it works.
Yeah. And that goes back to the system of boxing trainer chemistry that I said that this game should have had.
Explain that one.
Now, if you got
How's that
if you
work?
got a good if you got a good chemistry setup, like say you and a trainer like really have a great chemistry, you're going to listen to his instructions. You tend to listen to his instructions more thoroughly than anybody else. But if you're one of them guys that like say 75% or 50%, you're basically not going to really listen to the trainer. What no matter what he say, even if it's right. And it can erode like if the trainer is not helping you win certain fights and they giving you wrong, your chemistry should erode some.
Hey, you know what pisses me off? How and nobody's say I've even been saying because I just got complacent with it, man. But in undisputed during the round intermission, you'll hear the conversation with the coaches and stuff. But the thing is, the advice they're giving you is nothing what we're not on the level of what we're talking about. We're talking about actually strategy in the game,
Yeah,
like art, like strategy, right? But the
yeah,
thing at two, before when let's just say version 1 and 2, like the earlier editions, when you go to the corner you would have an idea if your coach is yelling at you, you have a day, okay, you lost the round, or
yeah,
if they're praising you, okay, I won that round. But for the longest while now, man, during the intermission sometimes it gets mixed up now, and nobody's really reported it, no one really cares about it. So sometimes
man.
I'm fighting and I know I won that round. I don't care what the coaches say. I can tell I won the round. It's like it's impossible. I know it's a glitch. Even so, and that's something long standing now in the game. It's like,
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
yo, Lamont, make it undisputed 2 is a bad move when the first undisputed is supposed to be groundbreaking and it's not. So undisputed will not. So you're right. Undisputed is just basically they wanted the mirror Fight Night champion too much.
Yeah.
Like
On
you know
purpose.
what? Yeah, and that's probably Will's stupid. His just what he wants kind of thing, right? But
Yeah.
like Claymore Uncut's game has more potential than Undisputed 2 because he's building that stuff into the game from the get go. Undisputed One's just gonna try to give us better servers. So they're not going to do anything. Definitely, they're not going to do nothing ground and Undisputed 2 unless they get a new gameplay director who's serious.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. They gotta get rid of all the bad bugs in their studio. And I hate to say it, anybody might have to be one of them people unless he went to school for Unreal Engine.
Not
But
unless they if they port it over, then which will screw up everything. But pound for pound, that's some leafy.
yeah, yo, how do I get into the show? The link isn't showing for me. That's weird.
Post
Let
it.
me-
Oh here, let me
Leafy trying
post
to
it in the
come
room
on the
too.
show.
Where's the link? Um,
Trying to get Don D in here. I know Sunday your day off. I was gonna try to get you in here on a Sunday. But all right, you get your rest, Don D. Get your rest in. Cause I don't know how you do it because you be doing stuff late and then you be doing other activities. I didn't know you were still here, Don D. Let me see. Paste. All right, there you go. There you go, Leafy. Let me see. Don D said, I'll just say I don't get how they can see all these things going on with their product and choose not to address the people with the truth of what's going on. Exactly. Exactly, Don D. Like they don't even want to talk to him. At least even with Ash would be like, man, this is my company. I should be able to talk to who I want to talk to. And he talked to me and we have an adult conversation. And I would be like, Ash, yo, man, what happened with your game? This is not what you promised us. And you were sincere. A lot of people would say different because they feel they're going to always look at him as a villain because they didn't have that conversation. Leafy, what's up? What's
what's up,
up,
Leafy?
Leafy?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, Leafy been found. They found Leafy. Hey.
They found me, man. They found me. They set me free. They set me free.
So how life been treating you, Leafy?
It's going pretty good today, Poe. How's
I think
What
Leafy's on
happened?
the connection went weak a bit there. Now it's back.
All right. All right. Yeah, so did you what was the what were people saying in the LinkedIn when you made that post?
on the LinkedIn?
Yes, no feedback or anything.
What's the post? I don't know about the
No,
post.
He posted his game in the
I got some
LinkedIn.
feedback on my
Oh,
yeah, I posted the game on LinkedIn, and I got some feedback on the camera system. They said it looks a little janky, so I'm gonna fix like how that looks and try to smoothen it out a little bit. But I've gotten some positive feedback so far. One guy came into my messages saying, "Hey, can I have the game file, please?" I'm like, "Heck no, that's my pride and joy. I'm not gonna give up my baby like that. No, 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 no,
Oh
no.
man, he
You
said
gotta
he
earn it
wanted your game.
yourself."
Yeah, he wanted your game file. Why he didn't
Yeah,
ask to work with you? That's one
I
of the
don't
reasons why.
know.
That's the
I don't
reason
know.
why I wanted you to go there so people could say, "Hey, I like his
Yeah.
idea. We should work together."
Yeah, no, it was just weird because he said, "Oh, I'm trying to make a boxing game too. Can I see your project file so I can see how you're doing it?" Like, oh, heck no. No,
Yeah,
no, 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 no. I've
no.
been here before. You're gonna steal everything and then post it And like, oh, look at
Yeah,
me, I did all this work myself. Look at how good I am.
yeah. What you just
Leafy,
told him straight up said no, or you just ignored the message.
I said no. I said no. You got to earn that yourself. And he's like, oh,
Le-
okay.
Leafy, what's your boxing in right now? What is your thoughts on the stamina bar? What is it?
On my game so far, like how that
No,
functions or
no,
how
he's
it should
talking
Yeah.
about
work.
undisputed mod.
Oh, undisputed
No,
mod.
well, we're gonna get back to the undisputed
Oh,
bar,
okay,
but
okay, okay, okay.
Leafy, your game. 'Cause I'm just curious.
Yeah, so I've been trying to make the stamina bar not like how it is in Undisputed or UFC 5 or the past UFC games or the past Fight Night titles. Because I've noticed in those titles, especially in Fight Night Champion, in Fight Night Round 3, it was a little easy to gas out. And after talking to Beast and seeing his videos on it and then watching boxing, boxers don't usually gas out too quick, especially after throwing like a 5 or 7 punch combo. They're not like, totally gassed out and like breathing heavy. So I've been trying
Yeah,
to figure out how to make it like a good system, like making it so you can actually box, but not so arcadey where nothing drains you.
yeah,
So I've
So
gotten it good to a good point right now where there's a little bit of drain on stamina, but you can throw like high volume impact, or not impact, but high volume like punches together,
mhm,
and really use that jab effectively. So instead of gassing out at like 6 jabs when you see an undisputed, you can throw a good 10 or 15 jabs and can get back and moving, and you'll still have
mhm,
good stamina.
yeah,
so as part of the formula for your stamina bar, it's based on oxygen.
I don't have any code for oxygen yet. It's just all about like a bar that slowly drains with like a small values, and there's small like deterrents, if you will, for like what the max the stamina bar can go. It's just an early concept or like an early planning out of the stamina bar. It's not done yet, but I like the idea of like an oxygen system where you could like press the button to like take like a deep breath and try to get back a little bit more stamina, or just don't try to be like more calm in the moment.
Well,
So I'll throw around that oxygen idea. I
what
like
it,
that.
what you know what's funny now you mentioned that. If you ever played a game, I don't know if they stop, but the Fire Pro Wrestling games, they actually have an oxygen intake.
Really?
Yes, so if you play any of the Fire Pro, I don't know, Fire Pro D and the ones after it, like what if your guy is tired, therefore he can't do his finishers or signatures. So you have to hold, I think, the one of the right trigger, left trigger, and he'll go into a breathing animation to
Okay.
get his breath back. So like but no, but going back to the stamina bar then, so in your stamina bar, what's taking away, like what is being used for short term, like I guess the short term of the bar, like what
Like a short, like
like
what drains
what
quickly.
yeah, like, yes, what like drains it, like in the short term, or what
So in the short
actions?
term, the actions that could drain it is your movement. Like if you're flicking, like, hang on, where's the controller at? Okay, here we go. I want to use like a visual example so I can kind of explain it
Yeah.
more in depth. But if you're holding the right stick and then you quickly move up a direction, that'll take a little bit of stamina since you're shifting your body weight and momentum to another direction. Your punches will take away your short-term stamina, and I think that's about it for right now. I know it has something with like the weaving system where that would take stamina, but that's still going to be a work in progress since I don't want it to be so like, I don't know, so taxing to use a head movement, but not so not taxing where you can just spin around in a circle like you see in
yeah.
Undisputed,
Well,
But
ducking,
yeah,
going like this
that's
the
yeah,
where
whole
the
bar.
yeah.
arcade element
But then
comes in because that's
that means
like
you
your,
have to do it then.
but with a head, it's no stamina. Your body might tax your body, but the head stamina, that's your head
Yeah,
doesn't have stamina. It just takes damage.
yeah, no,
Or no, okay, it was the weaving movement then, the upper body movement.
yeah. There's no real tax on the weaving yet.
Yeah, the
But I'll
weaving.
figure out a system to make it so you can't overuse it or you can't like just
Yeah,
sit in a spot and continuously use it since I see that's a huge issue right now with
yeah.
Undisputed.
Don't overthink either, though. You don't want
Oh
to
yeah,
overthink.
Y- Yeah,
Because
if I overthink it, then
you're
only.
trying to add the world in your game. If you
What?
get too much information from different people, you add everything. You
Yeah.
be like, yeah, add
But
this, and you know, if your toe hurt and stamina takes away because you bump your toe, you know.
yeah. But the thing is, so you do believe there has to be a tax or a drain on upper body movement, that movement, that weaving motion. Then there should be a tax on it. It should
Yeah, I
affect.
mean, if you're using it too much, like internally, like your body, you'll feel a little off
Yeah,
since you're swinging around a little bit. So if we could try to replicate that idea without like a big stamina tax, maybe like a balance thing, like you have to like recenter yourself and then
yeah,
kind of get bounced back again. And
Should,
it can be like a
should,
small bar, like a balance bar. The lower it goes, the less balance you have. So then you have to like stand in a spot, and like you'll move visually here until like you're back up to like a good state,
if you
and
stop
then you'll be here.
overthinking, you
so
I
do
know.
okay. So
funny
I'm
thoughts.
what
sorry.
I'm gonna make
I'm
it
trying to
worse.
explain it in like a good,
I'm
realistic
gonna make
way.
it worse for wait. Hold on. But here's the thing. Should then therefore should we for the, I guess in the history of boxing, should we split this? Should we remove and remove oxygen or the breathing aspect, separate from stamina and have it as its own entity? So then therefore but that's technically what the friggin' heart rate thing is. I don't know if
The BPM.
the BPM, that's technically what it should have been, right?
Yeah, because your breathing ties into your heartbeat. The more
Hmm.
like deep breaths you take, the slower your heart rate goes down. So yeah, yeah, we could tie
But
in like the breathing to the heart rate system and the BPM.
but the BPM, I think they might have had it a different way because the thing is, if you start to hyperventilate, like when you're really taking oxygen, I don't think that BPM was designed to mimic that. It was designed to give you the adrenaline. Once it fills up, okay, you get that adrenaline rush that gives you basically rage mode. Technically, it's almost like a rage mode concept.
Yeah, yeah, kinda. At least how we saw it in ESBC. But now the only way to get your adrenaline is by rocking a guy, which I don't like too much.
Yeah.
That's not it. It's
Mm-mm.
not
But
good.
but if you had a stamina bar doing its own thing, and then you had that this whole thing about the breathing bar, it might even look almost like a pulse. It's like it's pulsating.
Yeah,
And
didn't it do
Yeah.
that? I thought it did that.
the BPM,
Yeah, the BPM did the pulsing, right? Like it was a heartbeat.
right?
Yeah,
But
it
but the
was
thing is,
animated
but the thing
in
is,
a way.
I don't think it mimicked like the idea that you're getting that you're gasping for air,
Okay.
or it could turn into that. Because that's the thing. What's going on when you think about if we have one stamina bar, the whole idea is like maybe too many functions are being used for that. Like to the fact that we say that okay, well, you're technically you're losing all that stamina because you're not really tired, but you're losing all the stamina. So therefore, I can't throw so many punches after. I don't know if believe that goes back to like what you're trying to do with your stamina to allow the guy to actually throw like you could throw combinations without getting tired all the time.
Yeah, like being able to throw at a good high volume, like we see boxers do, but not so much where it becomes like arcade in a sense. And now we're talking about Street Fighter, but
Yeah.
Street Fighter and boxing aren't the same thing. So
Facts.
yeah, yeah,
But Street Fighter doesn't have a stamina bar,
yeah.
nor
No,
does
no, no.
Tekken.
I know it doesn't have a stamina bar, but if we try to make it not so taxing on the stamina, and it's too
It's
easy
gonna have that
to,
arcade element.
yeah, it starts to feel like a arcade fighting game.
Okay. Okay, so let me ask you this then. So basically what we have right now, like for a lot of the stamina bars out, it's related to oxygen. It's related to oxygen then. There's some kind of
For the combat
association.
sports games that we've had right now.
No, just boxing because yeah, just boxing. I don't even want to go to technically yeah, even for UFC, but just for like boxing right now. So it's really linked to breathing, or there's some aspect to it because the bar is going up and down. every time you do something.
Yeah, but I think what we've seen in most boxing games is kind of like a 2D or one-dimensional representation of how stamina really is in a boxing match. I
Hmm.
don't think those games really try to take into account like you're inhaling and you're exhaling, and how many times like you exhale like with a shot,
But
or tighten
that's
up and tense up to
yeah,
exhale.
that's gonna be
Well, where
very
it comes into play is if you have enough. Do you have enough? Do you have enough? I guess can you take enough of a breath that you could throw a punch still?
Like
Are
your
you still
oxygen bar.
are you still in control of your breathing?
Are we talking in like a game sense, like in like a boxing simulation type game, or in like real
In
life for boxing?
real life,
Real
and then
life.
trying to bring it into like a meter then, or some kind of gauge to represent that.
Yeah, you could have like a stamina gauge, and then like stamina capacity, and then your lung capacity gauge. So if you're taking like a deep breath, but you're constantly taking deep breaths with each shot, or trying to like stay calm, and you're always breathing deep, then that
Mm.
could have like a strain on like your lungs and like your oxygen capacity. So you have to be forced to take like relaxed and proper mannered breaths. But yeah, if we could have like an oxygen bar and a stamina bar, what we see right now in boxing games would be fixed, because it relies too much on balancing in a hybrid sense, as opposed to being realistic
hmm
with accounting for your oxygen and your stamina, and then your beats per minute with your heart rate. So yeah, we haven't really seen too much depth in that system or in that
So
area.
so let me get to the final connector point. So what the mod? So I know you saw the mod already, the undisputed mod, and one of the biggest feedback you're hearing is that people are saying that the stamina is taking too long to regenerate. So what you see is that the guy threw maybe, I don't know, 3 punches, and then you see this sitting there. It's sitting there, and it's just sitting there, and then finally maybe after, I don't know, 5 seconds or
4 seconds.
so, then it finally goes back up. So the whole thing, so my whole connection now with this whole oxygen is technically what the guy person is doing is holding their breath. Is that what's going on? It's like they're holding their breath. So it's like, is that the logic of that stamina bar? And those guys and the modders don't know what they're really they don't understand what it is, because how
I
they're
don't
doing it
think
right now,
it's
it's like you that doesn't what's going on is it's going to restrict you before, but why is it restricting you? It's like you're holding your breath. That's how they program the stamina bar right now.
Yeah, well, that just comes down to like it's a high value that they have it set for like a regeneration delay. So it's waiting 5 seconds before the stamina regenerates. I don't think it's so much like a breathing system, excuse me, that Steel City has in place. It's more of just basic values for the stamina to hold it, and like when it should be, when it shouldn't regen, and then when it should regen. So the modder should definitely try to make it like a higher like regenerate, or no, a lower regeneration delay. So after like 5 shots, you're not
But
laying there going, okay, is that bar gonna go up?
but
Oh,
why
there we
would you
go,
have it
now it's
lower?
going up. No,
But why would you want
sorry.
to lower it?
No, so it's faster. So like the lower the value, the faster it's gonna start regenerating again.
Right. So this is where it goes back to, what is it actually mimicking then? What is that stamina bar mimicking? Because why are we recharging it for? For what purpose?
You're trying to keep it full, or as full as you can, just so you can throw more than one punch and have proper movement. That's
But
how
what
it
is that?
looks right now on
Right.
Undisputed, but
Well, the thing is, but when you and then if you throw 6, 7, 8 punches, the thing goes all the way down after, right? It
yeah.
goes because you're using oxygen.
Hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. So like going back to what I'm saying, well, if what they're so if you want to lower if you lower it, basically you're getting everything, you're getting all your energy back, you're getting everything back faster, so you could go back and attack again. But with this delay, this delay, it's like you're holding your breath. You don't hold
Yeah.
your breath. So
No,
that's what
you
I'm saying.
always
So
exhale, it goes. Like you take a sharp like inhale between each shot. It's not always because
Right.
you
You
get
want to keep
tired.
yes, you want to keep a constant flow of oxygen. You never hold your breath in any sport you
Yeah.
do. It's
No.
the only time you hold your breath is if you're doing some diving sport or something, right?
Yeah, if you're
So
or if like in the Olympics, even then you're taking like a short gasp between each stroke.
or some yeah, so
So
there's swimming. So here's the thing though, what if my argument's correct that how it should be used, the I guess the people the developers or who are the guys that are working on the mod, what if there's a bias right now? And the bias is just like anybody who starts a league. You create a league in order to protect your fighting style.
yeah,
So that
no,
so that way
there might be.
you're basically getting custom made, not custom made, but you're getting fed the opponents you want that cannot break your style. So in the same respect, what if this is some kind of bias that the modders having right now based on maybe they're losing in a certain fashion, so therefore they feel okay, this is going to correct the game, but the reality is that it doesn't make sense on a logic level now. It's that you're just trying to protect a certain style of fighting.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean there. I have heard. Am I
Conflict of
sideways by the
interest,
way?
maybe.
Hmm?
Conflict of interest, maybe.
Conflict like who I'm talking to, or
No, what the modders doing and how their choice right now with that how the stamina bar operates.
oh, yeah, no, I have heard some conversations where I've talked to the guys and they said they want to make it more sim, but they're trying to keep it simcade in a way. But I've been trying to push them like, hey, no, we should try to go full sim. But they are
Yeah,
wanting to bring back ESBC, but they kind of want to keep it a little bit of a simcade.
yeah.
So,
You know why?
but
But
I'm
you
not
know why
saying
they
like
say
that's. Oh,
I know, but
sorry.
you know why they keep saying Sim K? Because guys like Crooks the Great and other guys, that's why I say they shouldn't let everybody test these games. Crooks
Yeah,
doesn't really like he said it. He could get mad at me all he want. He said he don't want a realistic boxing game. It won't be fun. So for you to say you don't want a boxing game to be fun, that means boxing is not fun to you.
yeah, no, for sure. Because
That's
if you
crazy.
can't, or if you're not willing to learn how to
Exactly.
box, then of course it's not gonna be fun. Because if you're not willing to learn, you're not gonna have fun.
100%.
Every game has a skill curve. Call of Duty has a skill curve. Battlefield has a skill curve. Madden has a skill curve. Tekken has a skill curve.
Yeah.
I can go on and on about how many skill curves there are in a game. But
Exactly.
when it comes to a boxing game, some people want a
Everybody
skill
want it.
curve,
They want to throw them
but a
down.
lot of people want it to just be, all right, I'm gonna pick up the controller, I'm gonna hit these three buttons right here, and I'm gonna win every match. Let's go.
Yup. Yup.
I'm super
Well,
happy, guys. Yeah, no, I
I
don't.
did it. I did a quick
well,
write up for oxygen.
yeah,
Do not do not
it's
show
something
an
to
oxygen bar by default. Make
it's a
oxygen. Go ahead. What you saying?
basically it's an evolution of that stamina bar. Really, it's an evolution
Yeah.
the maybe subdivided or something to figure or but oh before you read that thing but Leafy, the other connector to this is that if there's a bias in the programmer's head, it's almost kind of the same thing that okay, do we want the same thing where Will, a gameplay director, goes and messes up a game because whatever his biases are,
Yeah. Yup.
is history gonna, it's like almost like we have, like it's incredible that they have this ability to go and make changes to what this game is. Like
Yeah,
but the
no,
thing is
I do know.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to
No,
cut
yeah,
you
yes,
off.
yeah.
What I do know is, in regards to Will Kinsler and the modders, the main modder I've talked to said he does not really like Will Kinsler. So I don't think this is another issue of, hey, we're gonna go in there and we're gonna make this a bullshit game for everyone to win. Everyone's gonna hold hands and have fun. No, these guys don't really. They're not trying to make it like casual friendly because we've seen
Mm.
them like remove, like locking onto the guy while punching, so you're getting off the line. Um, when they use the term simcade, though, I don't know if they're necessarily trying to make it so. Oh yeah, we're gonna have like we're gonna make it so you could still like spam a bunch, but there's a little bit of boxing in there. when they say Simcade, oh, sorry guys, my phone's sideways since I'm trying to charge it. When these guys, when the modders are saying Simcade, they want it to be like ESBC, but at the same time, they kind of want a little bit of arcade. And I'm not sure why they want a little bit of arcade.
Because
That's all I've heard. But
people keep telling them that.
yeah,
I've been seeing people say that in the Discord, and I'm like, yo, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all not
yeah.
when they say that, they're not boxing fans. I don't care what they said. And if you look at Crook's history, he just start really trying to break down boxing matches. And my thing, he can't break down boxing matches because he don't know what boxing is. If you listen to the commentary, it annoys you.
Hey, that you mentioned that. I think it was yesterday. I was writing up messages in this chat, and he kept on skipping over. He kept on skipping over while I was writing all the time. So I said, okay, this guy's ignoring it, right? I could see that he could see it. But what happened was, I can't remember when it was, but he got mad because I kept on questioning. He would come up with the his live streams. He do them all the time, and he would entitle it "High Boxing IQ." So I would go in the stream and I would ask him, okay, well, what is the lesson then? Like, what is the boxing IQ? Like, what is it you're trying to do? I don't understand. What is the IQ? What is the strategy you're using here? Kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They like repeating words.
Yeah. Well, the common strategy you see a lot of the YouTube content creators that do the boxing, they do a lot of sound effects, really. It's really entertaining. It's supposed to be, I think, part of its entertainment.
Yeah. All right. Do not show an oxygen bar by default. Make oxygen something the player understands through breathing audio, nose, mouth, gasping. Subtle animations, shoulders rising, posture loosening. Corner and commentary lines. He's breathing heavy. Stamina recovery fill. It slows when you're overpacing. Players facing rules. If you fight smart, you feel fine. If you sprint constantly, you gas. Use one hidden oxygen variable, plus one hidden depth variable. You only need two numbers under the hood. That represent oxygenation, breathing effectiveness, representing the accumulated you overdid it penalty that doesn't vanish instantly. That's it. No lung chart, no HR monitors, no 5-bar system required. Oxygen should gate recovery, not actions. Avoid the I can't punch because oxygen is low filling. Instead, let the player still punch and move. But when O2 is low or O2 debt is high, stamina recovery recovers slower. Stamina drains faster, especially on missed power shots, and hard movement. Like if you're not making major movements, you shouldn't be having a stamina cost.
Yeah, well, there we go. There should be a separation, man.
Yeah. Timing accuracy gets slightly less consistent, small, not rage inducing. This makes oxygen consequential without feeling restricted. Make oxygen change in big, understandable moments. Don't update oxygen from 40 tiny micro events that confuse players. Tie it to stuff everyone understands. Oxygen drops when throwing power, throwing long combos, missing big shots, doing explosive movement, hard cuts, pivots, lunges, wrestling and clinch, taking clean body shots. Oxygen rises when low activity, walk, reset, circle slowly. clean defense, and low output, you're stealing breaths. Between rounds, players still will intuit this immediately. Use breath states, 5 levels to the max. Map the hidden values into simple tiers: calm, working, heavy, gasping, air starved. Each tier only changes three things: stamina recovery rate, stamina cost multiplier, and small timing accuracy stability. That's enough to feel huge without being complicated. Body shots should affect oxygen with one simple modifier. No complicated organ damage system. Create a simple value. Body breathing penalty. Body shots raise it slows decay. It reduces. And I got numbers to it. So body work becomes meaningful, but the player never has to learn lunge HP. Player never has to learn lunge HP. Keep penalties soft and style dependent. The reason stamina systems feel too much is harsh punishment. Use penalties that stack: 5%, 10%, 15% speed and recovery, not 40% suddenly. That's basically what we're talking about. Small timing windows shrink, not you can't slip anymore. Accuracy wobble, not instant stop working. And the tie scale into boxer style. High condition builds less depth. That's one of the things I was saying. That's why it should be more of an offline thing or agreement to be online. Because some people have high stamina when they fight. And different things like that. Veterans recover O2 faster. Pressure fighters pay less oxygen for forward movement. Power punchers pay more oxygen for missing. Add only one player tool, take a breath. Give the player one intentional mechanic so they can manage oxygen without menus. Breathe reset, micro behavior. When the player stops throwing for 1 or 2 seconds and is sprinting and it keep guard discipline, not spamming, then get a visible tiny cue optional like corner advice prompt, subtle HUD pulse, animation Excel, effect, small O2 boost, small O2 debt reduction. This teaches pacing naturally, reset, breathe, re-enter. Minimal hub, optional advanced HUDs. This go on and on. But I was just trying to make a point. What do you think about that?
What's his name? Don D said, I say that the oxygen thing should be an attribute setting, like the air intake should be a animation in the game while the fighting is occurring. Well, while the fight is occurring.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the article, Poe. I think it really covered a lot of things that cleared up some of the issues that we ran into in the conversation like previously, and it kind of broke it down a lot better than how I was trying to explain it to JPEGs. So yeah,
Yeah,
thank you for that. Uh,
yeah.
I'm gonna.
And,
Uh,
and you can see that
oh,
post too. I'm gonna put it up so you can see it.
okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed tonight, guys. I
All
I
right.
got home late,
Hold
got home from my
on. I got one
kinfolk, thought
more.
I'd pop
No, Leaf,
in.
Leaf, no, Leaf. I got one more. Give me 5 minutes. I got one more question for you.
5 minutes. I'm tired, dude.
Give me 5 minutes.
All
No,
right, all right.
you
5 more
tested the
minutes
mod, right?
granted to you. Five
But
more
you
minutes
tested
granted to you.
you tested the mod, right?
No.
Not yet. Okay,
Well,
but
no.
you
Well,
should be
I
able to
tested
answer
it
it.
on Parsec, but not the new hot
Okay.
fixes.
The thing with the angling right now, where they widen the, like you have a bigger degree of an angle now. So that's
Yeah.
everybody. That's almost taking us back to beta. which was a good thing, right? Everyone likes those
Yeah,
angles. You could do way
yeah.
more. But here's the
I
thing, though.
love how that looks. I love how
Has
Jay showed that.
Has anyone tested it out to see if you can break it? Like, so the whole thing is sometimes in Undersphere, once in a blue moon, if you have a lot of desync, when you try to overstep, you try to really force the angle, and then you end up
Yeah,
being belly to back to your opponent, and then therefore, if you don't know how to get out of it, that's it. The game's ruined, kind of thing. Did any of that happen, or have you heard anything about that yet with the testing?
I haven't heard anything yet about them being able to break the player orientation script, so it's back to
Okay.
stomach. But if I hear anything, I'll message you on Discord and let you know. But I haven't heard anything about that bug yet on the new mod. And a
Well,
lot
the
of
fact,
this is just like the offline game mode being modified, so we won't see online desync, even in parsecs, and that's still just a couch co-op environment.
okay, okay, cool.
Alright,
That's my question.
All right,
alright, cool.
Luffy. We see
Alright,
you later, man.
alright, sounds good. Good night, guys.
All
All
right.
right,
Salute.
See ya.
but Paul, I think I'm gonna check off too.
All right. That's good. We almost went 4 hours.
Oh, yeah, 4 minutes away. All right, Paul, I'll catch you later.
All right. See you later. Don D, you still here? Yeah, you would make a better commentator or analyst than Crooks. I think you would like be one of the best ones because your passion and everything. I think you kind of would make a better. I think you would make a better commentator than Ty Grisham. Because Ty Grisham, the way he be saying certain things, you can tell that he's not really a boxing fan like that. He's not like that when he says certain things. He speak like he was speaking for wrestling game.